that's another key word. You can hold that and Q. You can find biometrics and what's the significance of biometric and what and how does it ties into Revelation the 13th chapter. So, oh, you got it?
Biometrics just
Yeah.
it's biometrics, the automated recognition of individuals by means of unique physical characteristics, typically for the purpose of security.
Hold on. I'm looking at the live. So if I typed in, there's no sound.
Yeah, there wasn't any sound going through, but I fixed it.
Fixed it?
Yeah.
All right, let me see something. Let me run it back. Make sure. Okay, yeah, we're good. You're right. So I don't know how much was heard. So we're gonna go into what's the name of this cryptocurrency?
It's called WorldCoin.
WorldCoin, and read that again with WorldCoin, because we heard Elder Apostle Hall mention it, and we're gonna read a little bit about it. We're gonna see what connection it has with Revelation the 13th chapter, the MOTB, and this New World agenda. Right.
It says WorldCoin is founded by OpenAI's Sam Altman. It scans people's eyes.
Sam Altman, he's the front guy to this new currency. Right.
It scans people's eyes in exchange for a digital ID and, in some cases, cryptocurrency.
Right. So I'll read it again.
It says WorldCoin, founded by OpenAI's Sam Altman, scans people's eyes in exchange for a digital ID and, in some cases, cryptocurrency.
So it's introduced as a currency, and it mentioned about that's not the same one you read before about biometrics.
Yeah, this one I just read from Time Magazine.
Yeah, go to the first one first, then we go jump to the next one. Because he had on deck biometrics. So read that one first.
WorldCoin from Wikipedia, it says WorldCoin is an iris biometric cryptocurrency project.
So it says it's a biometric cryptocurrency. So now we got to understand what is biometrics. So go ahead, Q. Read that. Biometrics.
So biometrics, the automated recognition of individuals by means of unique physical characteristics.
So, but the automated
recognition. Automated recognition of individuals.
So automatic recognition. So the key word is recognition, right?
Of individuals by means of unique physical characteristics.
By unique physical characteristics. So we talk about the bio is represented towards the body. Now, you may have a phone, they may have biometrics, a lock system. So in that case, that unique identification towards that person might be their fingerprint. So you might have a print, you scan your thumb on your phone, and you could just unlock your phone rather than just putting a password or a PIN number. So that would be biometrics. Or some people have the facial recognition. That would be also biometric because it has to do with the body. So in this case, with the whole WorldCoin thing, the WorldCoin, you have the orb, and the orb is a sphere, and it scans your eyes. It scans your eyes and identify you. So I don't want, brother. So it scans your eyes and identify who you are. And when you sign up, they give you certain bonuses for using this crypto. So go ahead, read that again, Q, and we're gonna go back on one.
All right, cool. Biometrics, the automated recognition of individuals by means of unique physical characteristics, typically.
So unique physical characteristics is talking about what makes you unique. There's certain things about you that separate you from the next person. That's how I know it's you. And use certain AI application to identify you. I'm not. It's like a person could be twins, but even twins, even though they look identical, but twins have separate fingerprints. So even though they look alike, they have separate. That's what makes them unique by each other. And certain parts of their bio anatomy is what separates them, because they're still different people. But they look identical, but that's what makes them different. Like a facial recognition thing, they may be able to lock each other's phone, but in the fingerprint case, they got two different fingerprints. Okay.
It says typically used for the purpose of security.
The purpose of security. So let's go back to that. So now we understand what is biometrics.
It says WorldCoin is an iris biometric cryptocurrency project developed by San Francisco.
Now it says a project. So in other words, they haven't been introduced in a large or into a global scale because it's still a project. They want to see how people are going to react to it. Because now, let's talk about WorldCoin, but something's going to get introduced and it's going to be global, but it's going to be based on the same format. So the format is of the MOTB. So they're using WorldCoin to see how it play out. Because get that songs where it says he search our iniquities, but it can't pop. I'm trying to hold it in, but it can't pop. Go ahead. Search our iniquities. Search our iniquities. Psalm 64.
Psalms chapter 64, verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. Psalm 64 and 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter.
Now that's talking about the least of Esau. It's not talking about the peon Esau. You go to work and they got the supervisor, HR. You go to Manhattan or certain other cities where the financial, but it's these rich so-called Edomites or so-called white people, they live in the best. It's talking about the least of them. Because even though they reap the benefits of the least, but it's talking about the least that set up the groundwork for them to live that lifestyle.
It says they commune of laying snares privately. It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately.
They're immune on laying snares privately. So they set traps, but they do it privately. So these traps that they set, it's not easy to be identified. So, case in point was the Crown Royal. They're early 2020, and then they had the juice. They made everyone get. That was a test trial. That was a test trial for the MOTB. So through that trial, they did assessments. They studied it. How people react to payments, how people react to restrictions, how people react to lockdowns, and what happens when you introduce the answer. That's what I'm gonna say. The answer, you know what I'm talking about, but have to do with choosing between the answer and your job. Even though most people was not in agreement with it, but they chose it anyway because they didn't want to lose their job. And some people said straight up, middle finger to it. So Esau did his studies. That's why he searched out iniquities. So he tests everything out. He make assessments like, okay, that didn't work, and we're gonna make assessment to this. We're gonna change it up. Maybe when we, so now we know what to expect. We introduced the real thing. I remember this guy.
Hi,
Get him. That's
Morning.
that's the guy.
Shallow one.
Shallow Wong. You almost got it.
Shallow one.
Shallow Wong.
Shallow one.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it one?
No, Wong.
Wong.
Shallow Wong.
W-O-N.
No, W-A-M. No, W-A-M. Yeah. Shallow Wong. Wong. Shaw. Wong.
Why isn't it not one?
Nah, because it's not evil. You're speaking a whole different language.
Oh,
One in English. So Wong
I'm from
is
the ash.
Wong is plural. That would be a suffix that makes something plural. So Wong is suffix. It's a suffix at the end of a word that makes it plural.
Oh, one. Yeah, right. Ash.
Yeah. So like
Oh, I
when
didn't
you
go
go
to
to
school.
English,
I mean, yeah, I did, but I didn't learn them. I don't.
you got words that make things plural. You may add an S to it, but in the Hebrew or Lashon Hadash, it's Wong. So that will make Ak will be plural. Ak Yom at the end of it will make it plural. So Shalom is Shalom.
These Jews are the first Jews are from where?
You mean by the first Jews? We talking about first Jews?
Yeah, who was the first Jewish person?
Well, when we say Jew, you gotta understand the word Jew come out the word Judah. And Judah is one tribe out of 12. So you got 12 tribes. We're gonna read it. You got Judah. We go this way, matter of fact. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar.
I'm at Asher.
Where you from again?
Asher.
You drunk?
No.
Okay. All right.
Well, yeah, yo soy ecuatoriano.
You what?
Yo soy ecuatoriano. I'm close to next to Colombia, Ecuador. Colombians.
Yeah. So you
Asher.
be Asher.
I know.
Okay.
Correct.
You Asher.
You told me. I
Yeah,
remember. I
But
remember
you
that
the
day.
guy that only
You're
got
Asher.
Yeah. But you the guy, the haircut guy.
Yeah.
Every week, every week you gotta go get a haircut.
I'm gonna try and go get one. You know what I mean?
This is the first time you stop to listen, but you gotta listen longer
hell,
now.
Of course.
So let's go back to where you left off.
But I like looking good. It's funny.
No problem with that.
But
Back
you know
to
what?
Psalms
Well,
chapter
listen.
64,
Oh.
verse 6. They search out iniquities, they
So-
accomplish.
So before you got here, we was touching on the basis of the elites. When you talk about the elites, you talking about the
Fuck.
elites of Esau, which the elites of Esau is the so-called white people.
I thought the elite.
So the elites of Esau
The elite.
or the Edomites, that's the one that control the world.
Who-
So
who-
they set
say
up
that again?
they the one that control the world.
Wait, say that again. Say
Go-
that again.
Come on. That's okay. He's drunk.
No,
Says-
Just stand, look, just do me a favor. Just stand right there and listen.
But who controls?
Talking about the so-called white people.
Yeah, but what you said a name.
Esau, elites of Esau. Yeah. He drunk today.
Fuck him.
Your shirt said chill vibes,
I am chill, my brother.
but you're not chilling out right now.
I am. I got the uptown vibe.
Says
Okay, we
Now
got
me.
Psalm 64 and 6. They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search.
So they accomplish a diligent search. So accomplish that diligent search meaning Esau look everything. He looks into everything. Like I don't know if you ever did this, but I'll be typing in certain things like mosquitoes or certain flies. Like I see a certain fly. This fly may be a little bigger. That fly may be a little more like sparkly.
Wait, I don't understand. What
And
about the
then,
flies? Yo, I had a friend.
Get that?
Brother. This guy said,
No.
I'm up. Brother, this guy said,
So-
guy from wait.
No, you gotta relax.
Wait.
You gotta chill.
This guy
You gotta chill.
from Albania says he's gonna
So-
kill 2 bees with a rock.
Okay, good. So Esau looks at
With a
everything.
rock, two bees
So
with a
he's
rock.
gonna tell you how many
It's
species.
2 birds with 1 stone.
You disrupted now.
I'm sorry.
That's what you're doing.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
No, but we're not here to joke.
No, of course
you
not.
Want to hear a joke?
No. Yeah.
No, you want to hear
I
a
just
joke?
told you a joke.
Okay, you go to 42nd Street, comedy night. We're
Hell
not here to joke. We're here
Oh,
to
heck
teach the
yeah.
word of the Most High.
That's true.
So
Excuse me.
you gotta relax. You gotta chill.
Yeah.
You
Chill
gotta
vibes.
Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the Most High.
So now you're in the presence of the house of the Most High to be teaching. So that you gotta behave yourself, because when you do that, you're disrespecting the Heavenly Father.
That's true.
There's a time to joke. There's a time to be serious. And right now, be serious.
The end of times are coming. I feel it.
Okay, go ahead.
It says, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools.
But you gotta listen. You know, you gotta listen. Because I know you've been drinking.
No.
You did something. You did something. Because you don't usually come up here like this. And you're gonna wake up tomorrow, you might be repentful, but Most High, you're already offending the Most High.
Yo, have you ever seen Limitless?
So,
It says-
finish that out.
It says, for they consider not that they do evil. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thy heart be hasty
You know,
to utter
to
anything.
be rash with your mouth means being very impulsive. Just blurring out things. That's being rash with your mouth. So just chill. Do what your shirt says. Just chill out. Chill vibes. You know, so you know,
smoke.
Most High gave you 2 hours and 1 month for a reason. And why is
Do they
that?
smoke? That's when
To
you
do
chill
more
out.
listening. To do more.
Chill out.
To do more. You gotta listen more. So,
Where does weed come from?
Yo, my man. One more question.
Weed comes
No,
from
no more questions.
he-
No more questions.
he-
That's it.
cannabis.
Yo, my man.
is that, you know
No
what?
more. No more questions.
Cannabis.
He ain't gonna listen.
Um,
So you just gonna have to teach over.
Root word of cannabis.
So
Canna
go back,
major.
go back,
Oh,
go back,
serious.
go back.
Canna major. The marijuana plant. The Africans
Don't
worship.
worry about it.
The
Go
Africans.
back, we was up before.
Sir, the
But
Africans.
Back in Psalms chapter 64, verse 7.
Sorry.
Matter of
All
fact,
right.
verse 6. They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
So you were talking about the elites. So you know it's saying, but you know what? We veterans at this time. You know, just keep teaching. Just keep teaching. That's all. Eventually, the scripture said, if it's just the devil, he should flee. So you know, I was talking about Esau search at everything. So I was going to the analogy. You know, different flies. You got certain flies. You know, they might be a little bigger. Some might be a little smaller. Some might have like different colors. You know, more spark. Those all different species of flies. They all flies, but they all different species of flies. Just like mosquitoes. Sometimes you might, be in the crib. You might see a mosquito. You smack it, and you might look at it. And, okay, it might be a regular mosquito that you're used to. But you might be outside. You might see a mosquito that might be more colorful. That the coating of the mosquito that hits off the sunlight, you notice that it got a more sparkly color. Some might be a little bigger. And Esau will tell you like it's like 1,000 different species of mosquitoes. Because he search out everything. Esau will tell you how many different species of frogs is out there. One brother got a bullfrog. One brother, he's into like animals. So I remember going to his crib one time. He had a bullfrog and stuff like that. And certain frogs are more aggressive, but they still frog with different species of frog. So Esau tell you, Esau checks out everything. That's not something a regular person. 1,000 different species of. I see a fly. They all fly to me. They all shit fly. But Esau, he looks into. He gives a name for everything. This like different mice. You got different rats. You got and Esau will tell you where they originally from. Like the big rats you see in New York, it was called they come from Germany, if I'm not mistaken. Or matter of fact, from roaches you see in New York, they're German roaches, if I'm not mistaken. But he'll give it identification where they know you from. But he checks out everything. He gives a name towards it. He could give where they originally from.
This thing called the moon bomb, which comes out only in the beginning of the year, which is the new moon. So it's called a moon bomb. It only comes out at night during the time when the moon is out, and it kind of resembles the patterns of the moon. So that's Esau such things out.
Ezekiel 28, verse 3, it says, Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that can hide from thee.
Now you read, was that Daniel, the second chapter, speaks of how Daniel and the other three was all wise men. That's why they was favored. And the Most High put the spirit on the eunuch to take favor in Daniel. But there was all the four that was all Israelites. They was considered all wise men. And the Most High gave Daniel a special ability to interpret dreams. But so Daniel was considered a wise man at the time. But it said Esau, he's more wise than and this time is wiser than Daniel. Esau search out everything. Esau could tell you everything. He goes into, you go to this, you got Google. Searching something on Google you don't know, Esau can break it down to you. You try to figure out how to repair your car, go to YouTube. Esau usually the one that breaking it down. Like Jakes don't really do videos on like mechanical stuff. You do certain, mechanical stuff. Usually Edomites. You don't really see too much Jake doing videos on like knowledge and breaking down on how to do things on YouTube. It's usually Esau. So Esau search things out, and that's why it says children. Somebody get that to the children.
I got it.
Okay. So that. Let me finish that.
Okay. Verse 4, with thy wisdom and with thy understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches.
Right. So his mind is lifted up, meaning he's powerful, because Zeus said, now let's puff it up. So wisdom, and the wisdom coming from the Most High. So the Most High gave him certain wisdom so he could be puffed up. And Esau, one thing, he checked everything out. Esau don't like knowing anything. Or not, he knowing. So like brother said something in the morning about they call it AAPs, UAPs, unidentifiable aerial phenomena. And you have, they talking about it and they're saying there's nothing we can do about it. They're very responsive. They have the ability to shut down, the mechanical and the ship. Esau just don't like knowing. Esau don't like being in the dark about anything, so it bothers him. But Esau, he checks everything. He checks everything out. He studies patterns. That's what he do. Okay. Oh, that was okay.
This is all Jake.
Yes.
This is Luke 16 and 8. And the Lord commended the unjust. It says, and the Lord commended the unjust steward because he had done wisely. For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light.
Right. So read it again.
Yep, this is Luke 16 and 8. And the Lord commended the unjust steward because he had done wisely. For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light.
Now, who's the children of light? The children of light is the Israelites. But the children of this world is wiser than the Israelites. So the children of this world be the nation of Edom. And they wiser. Because Esau don't grow up, idolizing stupidity. That's what Jake do. Jake idolize, they flirt with stupidity. That's a cool thing to be. I don't know. Chris Rock made a joke about it. He said, nothing make a nigga more happy than not knowing shit. Right. I don't know, man. That ain't making me no money, but Jake just like not knowing, and they think it's cool. So, but that's the children of this world. The children of the world is the nation of Edom, and the children of light is the nation of Israel. Because at one point, Israel had a spirit of them. It was inventing things. Most of the inventions that we use today came from Jake's, but then just that Esau, he claimed it, and he copyrighted it and claimed it for himself. Right? Oh, that's it. Esau.
This is Daniel 12 and verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Yeah, so knowledge should be increased. We're in a time that knowledge is increasing. And anything you don't know, you can find out. I be sometimes sitting on my lunch break, my coffee break. I might see something I don't know. I take a picture, remember like a Pokemon. Your phone literally is a Pokedex now. Remember how Ash, he would take a picture on his phone, or it was in the phone, but and he what is this Pokemon? And it would break down the Pokemon. You literally could do that now. You could take a picture of an insect, a bird. Because I'll be sitting down, you see all these different types of birds, and something might stand out to me. I might take a picture of it. And then you go to Google, they got the image search. And then you type in image search, I'll put it up, and then give you all these articles that identify what it is. So knowledge should be increased. Because a lot of stuff, there's no excuse of not knowing no more. Because now you become an expert from YouTube University, Google University. Everything is at the tips of your fingers. You want to know something? Type it in your phone. You'll find out. Okay. That was up.
This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation.
Esau had figured out so many things, and to the point Esau puffed up. To the point he puffed up against the Most High. And what's his devil name? You know, I'm pretty sure everybody know it on the comment board. He pretty much said, we could tempt the Most High. What's his name? That's the dude. He said we could tempt the Most High. He was just talking shit against the Most High. Because Esau is proud. But everything they figured out, they're not taking into account that it came from the Most High. So, because they get easily puffed up. That
It says, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. So Jeremiah.
So desolation means destruction. So destruction gonna come upon Esau. Because a lot of it, like I was saying, a lot of inventions came from Jake. And when Jake invented something, Jake created something for the betterment of people, for people's life to become easier. Esau creates something, his first thing that comes to his mind, how could he exploit people? How could he, rob people? How could he make it a weapon? How could he use it in combat? That's the first thing he comes to his mind. Bad.
This is Jeremiah 49:7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of the dead. For I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him.
Right. So I can read again.
This is Jeremiah 49:7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of the dead. For I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him.
So Esau is coming down as a nation. And Teman will be the wise men of Esau, which we believe have to be Germany. That's the only thing that makes sense. Because Germany, you look at Germany always had better technology, better scientists, better nuclear physicists. That was always in Germany. Germany always, you go to cars, people always want a car from Germany.
During World War I, they had the first submarines. Not submarines, the first the missiles, torpedoes.
In Germany?
Yeah.
So that's why Mosai said, is there no more wisdom found in Teman? Because even Germany won't be able to protect themselves to do anything to hold on to their empire. And the Mosai is taking Esau down as a nation.
It says, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If these by night they will destroy till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled.
Right. The reason why I say as grape gatherers came to thee and robbers by night, because the way Yahushua is coming, Yahushua, he don't leave nothing behind. Because there was actual law that you left certain things behind for the less unfortunate. So that way they wouldn't starve. And the way Yahushua's coming, he's coming back as a thief, and he's leaving nothing behind. Okay?
It says, his seed is spoiled in his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not.
Yeah.
Luke?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, this is Genesis 3:1. It says, now the
I want to
serpent,
go back to where we left off to. Right there.
Genesis 3:1.
Let's get the word subtile. Well point, yeah. So let's get the word subtile.
Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more subtile than any beast of the field which the Lord made. He said unto the woman, yea, have God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden?
All right, so maybe that's subtile.
Subtile? Yeah, subtile. Subtile. SUBTIELMIE.
So let's get the word subtlety. So look at the word.
Subtile.
Subtile was a subtle. So I got it right here. Subtlety. All right. Go ahead. Read it again.
All right, so this is Genesis 3:1. It says, now the serpent was more subtile than any beast of the field.
So look, I typed in subtile or subtlety. That took to the word, the Latin word subtilis, right? Can you get that? So take it to the meaning of something that's not easily understood. So the serpent was very clever. He had the ability, he had certain knowledge that was not easily understood, but he used it to deceive. And Esau do that to this day. That's why we tell you brothers just now, in the beginning stage of learning, don't try to get too deep. Learn the basics, because when you try to go too deep in certain things, there's some bones that you could choke on, and if you don't know where to look, or to have the understanding of that could take you out, and spurs could jump in. But that's how Esau operates to this day. He's the same serpent coming back. Right?
I can pull up
The Hebrew?
Yeah, the Hebrew. Look it up in the blue letter. It's the Hebrew word is Ira white. It's like an Ira wom. It says subtile, shrewd, crafty, sly, sensible, crafty, shrewd, sensible, prudent. So Esau was crafty, prudent, man, meaning he was wise. Okay,
Real clever.
yep. Got the word for crafty.
He knew how to finesse a person.
Right. Yeah.
Because for you to finesse someone, you have to have certain knowledge. You can't just deceive people without knowledge. The ones that they would finesse people, that mean they have knowledge of certain things. Like you go to Manhattan, a guy come with Gucci shades.
Right.
You know, yo, look, give me $20. Just give me 20. No, give me. Let's say $40. Give me $40, and he must say, look, go on Google. Look, it's worth $300. Give me $50 for it. Look, check the serial numbers. So that is real. but you don't know anything about certain things, you might get convinced.
Right.
But he know a little bit of knowledge of certain things, and that's what entice you. You get finesse. You go back home, you find out you've been, you got played.
Got a word for crafty.
Okay.
It says, clever at achieving one aim by indirect or deceitful methods.
Yeah, let's get the word witchcraft.
Right.
You got witch, then you got craft, because you got a lot of witches, right? But there's levels of witches. Some witches have the craft on enchanted or have the ability of chanting more stronger demons than others. So they're more crafty than others. Same thing with Esau. He's crafty, but it's more crafty of devils than other devils. Some devils you can see right through them. And some devils, they convince you. That's why the best alternatives to get is those small hats. Because they know how to take you might be guilty, but not take the situation and make it look innocent. Because they crafty devils. But, so the serpent more subtle than any beast of the field. That was his format, and the format applies to this day. Go ahead, y'all. So.
Well, I had something else.
Hold on, before we get to that. Go ahead.
This is Psalms. This is Psalms chapter 10. Psalms chapter 10, start from verse 7. It says, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes.
See, Esau, Esau have a decoy personality. If you ever work with Edomites, they know how to disguise what they really thinking. But when you're in the light, you can pick up on certain things by certain words they use. Out of all the jakes on the job, they may call you brother. What's up, brother? When they say brother, that means they say I identify you as a black guy. So they say black man. They letting you know I see a black guy, but they use the word brother. Hey, how we doing, brother? Everything good, brother? They always end it with brother. That's their words. And then sometimes they randomly just talk about, see, that's their way to divide us. The real enemy is the elites. And they want to divide us. There's only one color. Everybody bleeds red. They just randomly talk about that. You be like, all right, man, yeah. You might disagree with them. Because, when I'm at work, I don't really talk about, I don't talk about any of that at work. I just make my 8 and escape. But, they pick up in your spirit that you a little different. So they may ask, hey, you Muslim or something? And they trying to figure you out. But they know, because any mind, like, you have to be Muslim because only Muslims really check things out. But they don't know you're Israelite. So they trying to figure you out, like, nah, he got to be Muslim. He look real stern. And they get real, combative in a way. They don't know how to deal with you. Okay.
All right. Psalms 10, I'll read from verse 7. Psalms 10 and 7 says, his mouth is full of cursings and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor.
Right. Esau being stout mode. Stout mode is when you tiptoe and try to go undetected. But deep in his mind, he have interior motives. He have motives that he don't want you to notice. But in the back of his mind, he has all type of motives about you, especially when you come a threat to us. But that's Esau format. So that's just the peon Edomites. Imagine what the least think. That's how you got to have in your mind. But the peon Edomites is doing this. Imagine what the elites doing with power. And they have the power and they have influence. So you think they're not gonna be doing more? They're trying to, they have priests on the left hand side, witches, to try to destroy us. and they receive mercy and they receive the inheritance. But that's not going to happen because the Mosai is not a man that he should lie, and the Mosai had prophecy that's going to be carried out regardless.
Yeah, if I can make a point too, it shows you. A good example is the movie they clone Tyrone, right? Yeah, they clone. Oh, you about to say that? Yeah, that movie they clone Tyrone. It shows you how Esau, pretty much is keeping Jake in a docile state from behind the scenes or from the places of hiding. Now in the movie, so-called white man, he had Jake under control from his underground bunker, right? His underground facility, where they would create certain things to pollute Jake. When in the movie there was clones, they was cloning Jake, sending them back out in the streets, and they had control over them through religion, through the churches, through the food, through the music. Right, those are like three key components that Esau was using in the movie to control the clones, all right, from their underground facilities. But that's reality. That's reality. Esau, he has this system, which is a trap set up to keep Jake in a docile state, because they know that you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the children of Israel. Okay, they know that we are the Lord's people, and that they know that we're superior over them. But and they understand that we are falling from our estate. But Esau, he knows that, and he tries to keep us in that fallen state, okay, through his system. Because Esau don't have to come out and say it to your face, I hate you, I want to destroy you, stuff like that. He does it through the system he has set up. Okay, like recently Meek Mill, the rapper Meek Mill, he mentioned that labels pay rappers more money to rap about ignorant things. Okay, Lil Durk also said that labels try to pay him extra money to fake beef with other rappers. Why? Because Esau understands that the black youth are influenced by these entertainers. So if they pay these entertainers to push out negative things, Jake is impressionable. They're gonna pick up these things that they see the rappers rap about and go out there and commit those acts in the streets, murdering each other, robbing this person for that. Rap about your gold chain and this and that. Because that teach Jake, look, I'm better than you. This guy got something. Let me go take what this guy has. Or let me go kill him for that. So Esau, he's like the brothers going into. He searches out everything, and he knows Jake's weak points. Right. Also, they show you in the movie with the food how they control Jake's minds with the food, man. That's why in the urban communities, they push all the GMO food, because food also affects your mood, plays on your mental.
Yeah.
Certain foods you eat, man, could make you aggressive, make you angry.
And they pumping shit in the food.
Yep, they pumping all kind of chemicals in the food.
They medicating people with food now, because the stuff we eating, we don't know what the hell they putting into our food. Like, we buy certain food with that basic ingredient,
right?
Flour, salt, and maybe some yeast, right? But then have all these different other ingredients. Like, hold up, why all these? Because they poisoning Jake. They put all this stuff inside your anatomy to get a reaction. Because a lot of Jake don't know what the hell is going on. They just eat, and it tastes good, and then they put extra sugar in your food. And every Jake got a gut, and most Jake got a gut that's insulin resistance. Meaning they have a fatty liver, and your body finds nowhere to put that sugar, so it starts storing it into other parts of your body. Then Jay got diabetes, but that's just them, attacking the tribes. But the back you got scriptures.
This is Habakkuk 2 and verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what the so-called white man did. He put the bottle to our people. That bottle represents these philosophies. Okay. The whole way of Jacob thinking, man, Esau played a major part in doing that, man. So what? Look upon our nakedness. Our nakedness is what? Our sins, man. Our, going offs. Esau plays a major part in having our people in that state, man. In that low, degenerate state that we're in as a people, as a whole.
That's what they do. That back to your point, they will put certain music out there, and now they benefit off of it because they able to feed their families, and then they own all your publishing. These are small hats usually. They own your publishing, they own the rights of everything you own. If you own nothing about the art you're pushing out, if you want to record that art, but whatever they come up with, they don't even own it. And what happened in them small hats, they control everything, and they'll push these narratives because they know Jake are impressionable or easily influenced. So they don't want them to be, productive mothers or fathers. They want to be degenerates because if you're degenerate, you have kids, what you gonna raise up? A bunch of more degenerates. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, man, you see all these videos on YouTube, you're not using Instagram. There's one video on Instagram, this little boy, and guess who recorded? The mother, of course. The father dead, but he's talking about, yeah, man, I hear all these noise come out the room. The mother like, what noise? She like, the little boy like, like what? He goes on and do it again. So he making like sound effects of like her catching an orgasm and shit. Then he's like saying, where you saying who owned this? Like what? Why the fuck would you even record that? Now, see, that's the thing. As a kid, I would never in my mind, never in my mind think about having a dialogue with that my mother. You know what I'm saying? Even I noticed something, you act like you didn't see the shit. You went about your day, the next day, it's summertime, you go outside, 11, 12 p.m., you outside, you mind your fucking business. Now, little kids are a little more too vocal. Kids are honest anyway, but even in the kid's spirit, they know when to speak, when not to speak. When you set those boundaries. But that's what they want to push in the media, that this shit is cute. And it's not cute because it's a defining spirit. And that's why, man, a lot of these black women, man, when times get bad, they're gonna have a hard time managing. And a lot of them will be put to death. They're gonna be an ethnic cleansing. And they don't like that. They don't like us saying it, but it's true. They're gonna be an ethnic cleansing. A lot of black women in their fucking 30s ain't no fucking husband. And they still in the dating scene. At 30, you say what?
Eggs dried up.
Yeah.
Still dating.
You said the eggs is dehydrated. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing going on to them no more. But Esau have the part to play with it too because it making them think that it's okay to have all these options and exploit all these options. You got songs coming out on the radio, popping out the plastic. I'm acting brand new. And you got little girls, she like doing videos, rapping. She dancing to slut music. Then because every summer they give you the new slut. And all these little girls, right now they got Ice Spice, and all these little girls do the little TikTok, Instagram little videos, and they do a little slut dance. And they'll say the lyrics of Ice Spice. But that's what Esau pointing out shit out there. Because the only reason Ice Spice got an opportunity, because that's the influence they want into the world among these people. But Esau, he's gonna pay. But he's gonna pay with blood. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 12 and 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor.
Now who the righteous? The righteous are this people. What make them righteous? The word righteous means to do what's right. How do we know from right and wrong? Because the Lord, the Most High, gave us the Lord's statute and commandments. So that way we know from judging matters what was acceptable and what was unacceptable with the Most High. So it said the righteous Israel is more excellent than his neighbor. Who's our neighbor? Esau and other nations. Because we live in a melting pot. Different influence, different cultures, and Jackie's adapting different cultures. Like, especially Benjamin. You know, now Benjamin, compared to Judah, Benjamin is more confident. Benjamin is more hard working. But then Benjamin got this arrogant fucking spirit on them. Like, you talk to them, they just know everything. They got the spirit of know-it-alls. But where they learn that from? They see Esau prosper in society, so they take that format and they adopt it. But one of the things that the Most High hate is pride. Because you don't want to, first of all, you come into the truth, you're not a West Indian or Caribbean no more. You're a Benjamite. You don't learn all the things you picked up in the fucking world. Now you become a humble Benjamite. And you teach. Go ahead.
This is back at Proverbs 12 and 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way
of who?
of the wicked seduceth them.
That's you get the word influence. Let's break down the word influence. You got the word fluor, means to flow. Then you got the word in. So when you combine the words, it means to flow in. You put a napkin in on a windy day, you put a napkin in the air, what's gonna happen? Same thing with a bag. It's gonna flow in the direction of the wind. So that napkin, that plastic bag is being what? Influenced. It's flowing in. Same thing, if you're on a boat, you're flowing in the direction of the wind. You're flowing in. But that's how people, they flowing in the wrong direction. Because now you can flow in direction, like let's say you're selling. You could sell to good land, but you could sell and crash into the rocks. Our people is on the path of destruction. They selling into the rocks. They ain't even know it. They about to be shipwrecked.
That's the word for seduce.
Okay.
Go back to the 1520s. To persuade a vassal to desert his elite alliance or servants, from the Latin seducere, meaning to lead away, lead aside or astray. To lead.
Right, so break down.
Yeah, to lead away, you know.
Like
The Latin.
said.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, said.
Do said.
The said means to lead, and said means away.
There you go.
Yep.
To lead away.
To lead away.
So you got the said, to lead, then you got said, away or apart. So we combine it, it means to lead away. You know, so that means to seduce. Okay.
Ephesians 4:14. It says, that we henceforth be no more children,
That we henceforth be no more children. Okay.
tossed to and fro.
Tossed to and fro. Like we made the analogy, if you put a napkin or a plastic bag in the air, what's gonna happen? It's gonna flow in the direction of the wind. What usually happens, it gets tossed to and fro, catch into it may hit your palm, it may hit your window, it may hit the buildings, because it's being tossed to and fro, right? That
And carried about with every wind of doctrine.
and being carried about by every wind of doctrine. So so our people like the trash bag and being flown with the wind with no direction. Because there's an art to it too. You can use the wind to sell you to the like you made the analogy about selling in the sea. Because the selling in the sea has to do with wind power. And using the wind to get to your destination and to good land. But our people is being led shipwrecked. Because the word of the Most High also is a wind. And they're not being led by the spirit of the wind or the wind of the spirit. They're being led by the wind of Satan.
says, by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness,
Mhm.
whereby they lie in wait to
He read
deceive.
the word crafty, what a crafty means. That
Whereby they lie in wait to deceive.
right.
It says,
Was them dudes from Mississippi? They broke. They attempted to break down the dragon. There were the seven heads and the 10 horns. And they said, yeah, that's talking about the same physical appearance.
Actually look like that.
He actually looked like that. Yeah, brother. Yeah, that's right, brother. And then you got people in the comment, bro. Yeah, that was deep. That was deep. Keep going, man. See, y'all really pushing out the truth. And see, that's being influenced by the craftiness of men. You gotta be dumb as fuck, really. I'll be honest. You gotta be retarded. You gotta be retarded to fall for that shit. Go ahead.
All right, this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 16. It says, "An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity..."
I mean, you can't trust him. He's very deceptive, man. And the more you be around them, the more you start seeing how, like, they real clever. They got a clever nature. They like Fox. They're very clever. You can't trust them. You just give them time, and their true nature's gonna come out. Okay?
If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though
If you fall down to the ground, it might be a cracker that comes down. You okay, man? And then you go off conscience, start digging in your pockets. Oh, well, ain't nobody gonna know. And then I'll take it, or somebody else gonna take it. Go ahead.
if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first.
That's what's going on in these other countries. Esau is in all these different lands through the pretext of protection and liberation. But what's his real motive? He wants to take the resources that's there. Because when you get the resource, he's going to monetize everything. He's not really there to help. That's just the pretext for him to get through the door. He got motives behind what he's really doing. And he did it at Haiti. He did it in Ukraine. That's been Esau's motive. That format never changed. He don't care about people over there. How do we know that? He don't care about people over here. Because if he did, it wouldn't be so much homeless people over here. And a lot of the homeless people be, vets and, just helpless. But at the same time, talking about certain facilities where people smoke they drugs and beasts. Rather than helping these people, put them in some rehab, give them some mental health, facilities with them, give them some therapy or something. So, because he's not really there to help them.
quick point. Puerto Rico, for example, Puerto Rico was talking about the Spaniards. America said they're going to liberate Puerto Rico from the Spaniards, only to put them into more captivity, to make them part of America, and use them for their resources, which was sugar.
It says, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. Yeah, that's right. So it says, though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. Because like the brother said, Esau also he got this alternative motive. Okay? And when you look up the word undermine, it means to lessen the effectiveness, power, or ability. It says to lessen the effectiveness, power, or ability of, especially gradually or insidiously. So, and that's what Esau did to the children of Israel by gradually weakening us. Okay, because look where we came from until today. Look at the 50s. Look at the 60s. We had the strong black men out there, fighting against the so-called white man, the men in the household. Pretty much you could say Jake was strong black men back then. But what Esau got up in there, destroyed the black household, the welfare. He had all kind of programs to destroy black families, to pull black men out of our household, push drugs in our community. Look at the music going back in the 80s. Look at rap, man. The women wasn't degrading themselves. The music wasn't always violence and women shaking their asses, man. But Esau pushed that on us. Esau pushed that on us. Once it started coming into the 90s, mid to late 90s, Esau started making commercializing hip hop. Started pushing our women sex symbols, black men to be more gangsters. To influence Jake, man, to go out there and to sing pretty much. Look at what it grown to today, man. Every nigga woman, man, in the rap industry, she's a goddamn hoe, right? All these Jake that's rapping ain't nothing but goddamn gangbangers and teaching, rapping about gangbanging and spinning on the ops, But what Esau got up in there and undermined.
This is Genesis 49 and verse 9. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stoopeth down, he croucheth as a lion, as an old lion, who shall rise him up?
Yeah, so Jake's supposed to be a lion, man. All right? A lion is a fearless animal, man. A lion is a great predator. All right? And that's how Jake had that lion mindset at one point, especially during that time in the 50s, 60s. Jake was roused up, man, ready to take down the enemy. The Black Panthers. So in that time, they was fighting against the so-called white man, ready to take him down. But he fell for that. Okay, which it wasn't his time anyway, because ultimately the Most High took them out of that lion-like state, man, and put them in that state of an old lion, man. An old lion just don't want to attack.
Right.
Okay. So they conquered Jake, man, mentally. You got Jake. They want to be all up into politics now. They want to, they want to be just like Esau, man. They want the benefits that Esau got. They want the suburb home, with white neighbors. Talking white. And you got a lot of Jakes that's like that.
It's like in that Clone Tyrone.
Yeah.
Remember when the white dude told him everything, after he was like, yo, fuck it, I'm just gonna go back to I'm just going with the program. Like, you know what I mean? Mentally he was just destroyed.
You have a model of that town in every city in America. Schools in LA, Detroit, you told to do that. Basically, shit is nationwide. That's why it's called the projects. It's an experiment that they're doing on the Israelites.
They hit it with mic slips, and then they transition.
I got so Proverbs 4:16. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall.
Yeah, man. So that's Esau's MO, man. He has to cause some kind of mischief. All right? And he has to call what? Some to fall. And the main ones he's causing to fall is the Israelites. Because we are the chosen. We are the Lord's people. We are the superior ones. Okay? So Esau, he causes mischief, man. What's your name? Michael?
Yeah. This is Micah 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands.
Yeah, so Esau, he has powers to Esau has the power to work out wickedness, man. I speak about his crafty devices. All right. Look at everything he's doing with the CBDC Fed now. All right, he's purposely collapsing the economy to bring in New World Order. So these are all diversities of evil that Esau is bringing in, man, to ultimately bring in that mark of the beast, chip, to chip you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, so you can be destroyed by your power. So this how wicked this damn devil is. He's the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's it?
Yeah, y'all know?
Yeah, no.
All right, go
It
ahead.
says, then they covered fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man.
Yeah, so they cover fields and take them by violence. Look at the history. How was America got? So-called white man came to so-called white man came to this land and stole it. Shedded millions of Native Americans in this land just to take it, just to take control of the whole country. So they covered lands.
It says, and they covered fields
They covered fields.
and take them by violence,
Yeah, take them by violence because America it was taken by violence.
and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
That's what the so-called white man did to the children of Israel. He oppressed the children of Israel, oppressed our heritage. Look, we don't even have our heritage. Our heritage is not being taught to us who we really are, according to the Bible. You know, these people got to have an uproar about Esau taking away, trying to take slavery out of the schools, out of the textbooks. How they not, they trying to water it down. Talking about we learned, slavery benefited us. We learned things like that's Esau, man. He's a goddamn devil. Okay, that's a crafty device. Them trying to undermine us. Okay, but ultimately Esau, he's oppressing our heritage, man. Because what? They not coming out letting you Negroes know that you're the true Jews. You're the children of Israel. Let any one of these entertainers mention that the Jews is black or the head, here come the anti-Semitic,
I just want to say that. You just had Jamie Foxx have to make a public apology because he said, you see what they did to Jesus? If they did that to Jesus, they're going to do that to you. He wasn't even talking about them small heads. He had to come out and apologize, talking about anti-Semitism. Fucking bullshit.
And then they don't even believe in the Messiah.
Yeah, they don't even believe in the Messiah. Let me just show you.
Yeah.
All right, Psalm 58 and 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
Hey, there you go, man. So from the womb, these Edomites are programmed to be the devil, to speak with a forked tongue, to hide mischief and vanity under their tongue, but speak smooth things in your face, but have an alternative motive.
It says, their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear.
Yeah, they're poison, man. This is going to their philosophies, okay? Their philosophies is a goddamn poison, man, that can destroy you. There, look at the world we're living into now, man, where homosexuality is accepted. Why? Because of the poison of Esau, the poison of the so-called white man. He poisoned the minds of these people. People really believe that homosexuality is normal. It's two men popping each other, getting a sex change, man. That's some goddamn poison for you, right?
I was going to read deaf adders. It's actually snake. It says, the common deaf adder is a species of deaf adder native to Australia. It is one of the most venomous land snakes in Australia and globally. That's what Esau be compared to. It says, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely.
Right. Read that again.
It says, or Slocky, it says, their poison is like the poison of the serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely.
Yeah, that's what the scripture say. Yeah, I'm trying to put the scripture. Well, pretty much we're the charmers, man. Okay, we're teaching the truth. But Esau, yeah, that's the scripture. Let favor be shown to the wicked. Yeah. So Esau is not gonna get this truth, man. It speaks about that. What's that? Wisdom of Solomon, I believe. Nah, I think it's the second chapter. I find it. Huh? No, I find it. But yeah, pretty much Esau, he's not gonna understand this truth, man. All right. That's why when you read in Psalms 51, it speaks about what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, okay? Because Esau is not gonna do the righteous thing. He's not gonna listen to the righteous man. Why? Because he's adverse. He's adverse from the ways of righteousness. That's why he's committing all this wickedness on the earth, man.
It says, break their teeth, O Lord, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord.
And that's their power. And the Lord is ultimately going to destroy the power structure of Esau very soon, man. Because his time ruling in society is very limited. We're at the end of Esau's rule. We're at the end of the so-called white man's rule, where he's getting ready to be destroyed. And how is he going to be destroyed? By ICBM nuclear missiles when World War III takes place.
It says, let them melt away as water which run continually.
There you go, man. Yeah, melt away, man.
It says, when he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces.
Yeah, those are missiles, man. Those ICBM missiles that's going to liquidate Esau in these near times. Okay.
This is Psalms chapter 62, verse 3. How long will ye imagine mischief against a man? Ye shall be slain, all of you, as a bowing wall shall ye be, and as a tottering fence. They only consort to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Salah.
Right, that's right. And that's what Esau ultimately did, man. It was mischief, all right, his crafty devices. He caused, who's the excellent? The excellent was the children of Israel. He caused Israel to fall from their excellency. All right?
Jacob was a plain man. He was perfect.
That's right. That's right. Jacob was a plain man, like the brother broke it down. So, and that's the whole Esau's MO, man. Was for the righteous to fall. That's what he set up, man. Okay? The scriptures speak about how the Most High created man. What's that? Created man
To be upright.
Upright.
Yeah.
This is hold on. Not the one that says to be broken.
Okay. Yeah. That's it.
This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, verse 23. For Yahweh Shem Yahushua created men to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity.
Yeah. So, and going back into the Adamites, right? Where the Most High created them to be immortal. And that's why men lived that long during that time, and gave them that image.
It says, and made him to be an image of his own eternity.
Yeah, which is the going into the laws. Okay, Genesis, first chapter, will tell you that the powers created man to be in their image. Okay, because the angels were in order, so the Most High had the angels create men with the elect men, the righteous on earth to have order, and that order was through the law, statutes, and commandments that was given. Okay, for them to obtain to be perfect.
It says, nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side do find it.
Yeah, through envy of the devil, right? Because the devil which later became to be the so-called white man, was envious of what we had. Okay? He was envious. Why? Because we was the chosen. We was the Most High's righteous men on earth, man, that was going to inherit everything. He was envious of that. He wanted that. So through his craftiness, through his subtlety, what? He caused us to fall, to sin, to transgress, so we could fall from our inheritance.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 10, verse 3. It says, "But when the unrighteous went away from her in his anger, he perished also in the fury wherein he murdered his brother, for whose cause the earth being drowned with the flood."
Yeah, and that's why he murdered his brother, going back into Cain. Why? Because he was envious of Abel's sacrifice, right? Which was a righteous sacrifice. The Most High accepted Abel's sacrifice, and he didn't accept Cain's sacrifice. Why? Because it was wicked. It was a wicked sacrifice. So he was envious of that and murdered his own brother.
It says, "For whose cause the earth being drowned with the flood, wisdom again preserved it and directed the course of the righteous in a piece of wood of small value."
So, yeah.
Yeah, that shows you right there that the earth was drowned because of Cain. Because it was a group of people that was doing evil on the earth. So they spread forth wickedness back then on the earth, and the Most High had to bring the flood. So same thing going on today. Who's the main ones pushing evil on the earth, man? The so-called white man. With its LGBTQ. Forcing the nations to drink of that cup. You see what they're doing over there to Jamaica. I think they threaten embargoes if they don't want to accept this LGBTQ agenda. So this is the so-called white man. Back then, they wasn't known as the Edomites. They were known as the sons of the wicked, man. And the descendants of Cain as well.
This is Psalms 140. I'm gonna start at the top. It says, "Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent men, which imagine mischief in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Addis poison is under their lips."
Yeah, so that's the so-called white man, okay? So, and that goes to show you that when you read, the people who read Genesis, you talk about the serpent was a snake, right? It's not talking about an actual snake, man. The Most High, the Most High speaks in Most High speaks in parables, man. The Most High speaks in similitudes. But the Most High, he's saying one thing, but he's likening it unto something else. Real quick, what's that? Somebody real. Hosea, I think 12 and 10. Did you read that again?
I'll read back up real quick. Because when you go to Matthew 10 and 16, I'm reading in the NLT. It says, "Look, I am sending you out as sheep amongst wolves. Be as shrewd as snakes and harmless as doves."
Okay, so be as shrewd as snakes or wise as a serpent.
Right.
Okay. And harmless as a dove. The serpent, serpent is wise. All right. And harmless as a dove. Okay. So pretty much you have to be prudent. You have to be prudent in your day-to-day going about.
Even when you get to the word shrewd, it goes into being astute or having or showing sharp powers of judgment. That's things that men do. Discerning from good and evil, and knowing what to do, having judgment, and that's what Esau doing on the left hand side. He's crafty. Only to tell the truth or tell a lie, you gotta know the truth. Like the word seducer means to lead away. Esau know these things.
Subtile also means under the web. Sub means under. Tillis means web. Under the web. So you have to be subtile. You have to know your way around the traps, man.
Right.
Esau knows that, man. He knows how to trap other people up. Okay? Because he already knows about the trap.
Yeah, I got one.
Okay. Here's the definition for serpent.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the definition for serpent in Genesis. It's the Hebrew word nachash, and it says to practice divination, divine observe signs, learn by experience, diligently observe, practice fortune telling, take as an omen, to practice divinations, to observe the signs or omens. It says,
This is bird though. Snakes don't do that. Because snakes don't do that.
that's a man.
That's a man.
No, see?
This is verse 4. No, verse 5. The proud have snared for me in cords. They have spread a net by the wayside. They have set gins for me. I said unto the Lord, thou art my power.
Yeah, those are all traps.
Right, right.
And that's this system we're in. We're in those are the snares, the gins, and the nets, man. All right? It's this ongoing cycle that niggas is stuck into. That Esau have them control.
It says, Salah, I said unto the Lord, thou art my power. Hear the voice of my supplications. That's the point.
Yeah, so because I mentioned that goes to show you that the serpent, when you read in Genesis, is not talking about a snake, which a lot of these foolish people in the world, they read that thing, it's talking about a snake. And yeah, and at that time, the snake had arms and legs, so when the Most High cursed them, upon thy belly thou shalt go. He lost his arm. That's all foolishness, man. The Most High, not everything is good. The Most High, he speaks. Which your brother gonna read it? Don't let the brother read it.
Hosea 12 and 10. It says, I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions.
Yeah, so the Most High spoken by the prophets, and he had multiplied visions, man. Read about a lot of men in the Bible who had certain visions, man. Look at John the Revelator. All the visions that the Most High gave him on the end times.
And use similitudes by the ministry of the prophets.
Yeah, they use similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. Somebody can look up the word. Or look up the word similitude in the blue letter. Okay? Use similitudes. So in Genesis, the 3rd chapter, or going into the serpent, the Most High was using a similitude.
It says to be like, to resemble. It says to liken or to compare, to imagining.
Yeah, so a comparison, to be like a comparison. So the Most High was comparing a crafty man to a serpent man. Okay? Because they have what? Similar characteristics. So the Most High, the majority of the time, a lot of times when you read the Bible, man, the Most High, all throughout the Bible, the Most High is always using similitudes. Okay? He's always using similitudes. Like, for example, you had, let me get, what's that, Isaiah 34:16. Okay? Like you had Elazar, or the Sakari, who tried to go into Isaiah 34:16 and broke it down wrong. He said Isaiah 34:16 is talking, where you can read it.
This is Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate.
Yeah, he tried to break it down and said that's going into the vultures, man. That's talking about the vultures is not going to lack any mate, all right? Because the vultures is going to be multiplying. He said, you guys out there talking about making the Bible with other books. No, that's wrong. You wrong. That's talking about the vultures. Now, read up from the verse. Read the verse.
It says, there shall the great owl make her nest, and lay and hatch, and gather under her shadow. There shall the vultures also be gathered, every one with her mate.
Yeah, so because you are in this land, you actually going to have the vultures, all right, those creatures, they're going to be multiplying, they're going to be mating, okay, because those are going to be the only animals, those desert-like creatures in this land.
It says, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commended, and his spirit it hath gathered them.
So now what the Most High is doing is using a similitude, okay? He's going, now says, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. None one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. The Most High is using a similitude, okay? And it said, none shall want, meaning to lack. Because just like how those vultures you read about in the previous verse is not going to lack any mate, the prophecies of the Lord is not going to lack. That's why I said none shall one of these shall fail, none shall one her mate. The Most High is using a similar tool, okay, comparing His word unto those creatures. How those creatures are not going to lack a mate or want. The Most High's word is not going to lack, man. So, real quick, right? You know. So real quick, from there, further prove that. Let me get what's that? It says words not going to void. Isaiah 55. Yeah, 55. Okay. Verse up.
This is Isaiah 55, verse 10. For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower, and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
So that's a similar tool. Because the Most High is comparing His word to the rain and the snow that falls down out of the sky. All right? That water the earth. It does not return into the Most High. You don't see the rain go back up in the clouds backwards and the snow go back up. All right? Unless it's a movie, you press a rewind. That's the only time you're going to see that. So is the word of the Lord that goes out of the Lord's mouth, man. It's not going to return into the void, just like how the rain and the snow is not going to return unto the clouds. So that's the Most High using something. It's not talking to see that the word of the Lord is talking about snow and rain. No, it's a similar to it. Okay? The Most High is using the comparison. Same thing the Most High is doing in Isaiah 34:16. Right? Same thing how a sly trickery man is compared to a snake or a serpent.
I got one for you. This is Sirach 18 and verse 10. As a drop of water unto the sea, and the gravel stone in comparison of the sand, so are 1,000 years to the days of eternity.
So that's a comparison, man. So 1,000 years, meaning 1,000 years to days of eternity is really insignificant.
Right.
Right? Just like a drop of water is a drop of water.
Yeah, to the sea.
To the sea, a drop of water compared to the goddamn Atlantic Ocean alone, man,
Right.
is insignificant. Okay? Now imagine the water of every lake, all the oceans of the earth. So 1,000 years to the days of eternity is insignificant. You don't even tip the scale because eternity is forever, man. It's endless. Okay?
Precept.
I'm gonna step down.
This is Proverbs 1 and 6. To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings.
Because that's how the Most High speaks. So you have to understand the Most High's proverbs, parables, the dark sayings, the similitudes, likening unto something but having another meaning. You have to, so and Yahweh Shah was on the scene. He always spoke in parables. He always spoke in proverbs. Okay. He made statements that meant something deeper than what it was. Okay.
So Psalms chapter 78, verse 1. Give ear, O my people, to my law. Incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old.
Yeah, so that's how the Lord deals. You know, when you go to even when you go to Matthew 13, 9 and 10, when Yahweh Shah spoke to the congregation, to the multitude, he spoke to them in parables, things that went over their head. And when he spoke to the disciples, he spoke to them clearly. You know?
And it says, which we have heard and known, and our fathers have told us,
Yep.
we would not hide them from their children, shewn to the generation to come, the praises of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and the strength and his wonderful works that he hath done.
This is Matthew 13, verse 9. It says, who hath ears to hear, let him hear. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables?
Yep. Dark sayings, similitudes, things that go over your head, you know?
He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you
to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah, so it's given unto the chosen, to the elect, all right, to understand the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, all right, the Lord's dark secrets, all right, his sayings, all right. That's why we always say this Bible is really for the prophets, all right, the prophets to preach it to the nation of Israel, you know, to give them the understanding, well, to the elect, the ones that's going to have the ear to hear, to hear, and the eyes to see, because we all got ears and we all got eyes, but it's all about the understanding there. So read that part again.
It says, he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you.
It is given unto you. So count yourself blessed if you taking notes, you listening, you studying, you hearing his word. Because the Lord said it, his sheep hear his voice and following wheresoever he goeth. No matter what the hell is going on in this world. You know? Go ahead.
Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given.
And what's the kingdom of heaven? All right, joint rulership with Yahweh Shah, us having reign over our enemies, the house of David being set back up. The Lord said, I'm going to close up the breaches and set up the house of David as of old. What was going on in the time of David? Pure rulership, all right? David conquering our enemies. The Edomites, the neighboring nations, the Moabites, had them in subjection. And then when Solomon came, which his name means peace, he came and it was a peaceful reign. And all of them was paying tribute unto Solomon, and all Israel was good. We was chilling, But that was it?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Can I get that?
This is Ephesians chapter 3, verse 9. And to make all men see what is the fellowship of the mystery, which from the beginning of the world hath been hid in the Most High, who created all things by Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
Yeah, because, when you go to the Genesis, it tell you in the beginning, God made the world, and so on and so forth. But what is that talking about? What's the mystery behind that? When you go to the word God, it's talking about the Alahayim, all right? Meaning the judges, the gods, the angels, right? Which is the elect that was with Yahweh Shah before time. That's the mystery that these Christians don't understand. The word to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, that doesn't even appear to Genesis, the 2nd chapter. There's more?
Yep. It says, to the intent that now unto the principalities and powers in heavenly places might be known by the church.
What's the church? The first fruits of the Spirit, the gathering, the government body. Speaking about that movie, They Clone Tyrone, it was a scene, and this is how you know the elites know, in order to tell a lie, you got to know the truth. All right, it was a scene when the cat was talking to the old head that would be drinking the bottle. And he said, how else I'm going to get out of Babylon? And then right after that, it switched to the church, and it said Mount Zion.
Yeah, he said if you want to find out all the answers, where you go? And then they went to Mount Zion.
Exactly, and spiritually, you got to go to the church. You got to go to the gathering, all right? To the men of the Lord. That's how I perceived it, But Esau, no. That's it?
No, it's finishing off. It says, it might be known by the church,
Right.
the manifold wisdom of the Heavenly Father.
The manifold wisdom of the Heavenly Father. Church is the gathering, all right? Wisdom means to see, all right? And the multitude of counselors is safety. The scriptures tell you, Jeremiah, get thee up to the wise men. We was known as the seers, right? We got the vision. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hide of himself. So all clues leads to the prophets, man. Amos 3:7. Surely the Lord do nothing but reveal his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Go ahead.
This is Sirach 6:22. For wisdom is according to her name,
Right.
and she is not manifest unto many.
Yeah, wisdom is according to her name. This vision, this foresight, this wisdom, knowledge, understanding is not. Read that part again. The latter
It
part.
says, for wisdom is according to her name,
Yep.
and she is not manifest unto many.
Yeah, she is not manifest unto many. She's not revealed unto many. It's a small sanctuary. All right. They say a small circle with no new niggas. It's a small circle. It's a small sanctuary. It's 144,000 and a large multitude, which is small compared to the 8 billion people that's on the earth. That's a small number compared to that. It said this world is made for many, but the next world is made for few. That's it.
I got some. 1 Chronicles 22:12. Only the Lord Yahweh give thee wisdom and understanding.
Yeah, because this wisdom and knowledge, it wasn't, we just inherited of our own. It was given to us from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. The gift of faith, you ask yourself, damn, you telling somebody you know, somebody you care for, or whatever, like, damn, man, why you don't see it? You know? And then you understand that it's a gift. Ephesians tell you that. It's a gift from the Most High, man. It's not a, you know what I mean? We was all in the world just like the cats that we know, you know? Going off, being wicked, doing things that was abominable. But the Lord, you know, woke us up out of that darkness and into this light, because it was in us before. What the scriptures say, though you once knew this, going into reincarnation, we knew this in our past lives. We had this knowledge. That's why we got it now. You know? Oh, that was it?
No, but it says, only the Lord give thee wisdom and understanding, and give thee charge concerning Israel, that thou mayest keep the law of the Lord thy power.
Yeah, so the Lord gave us charge over Israel, right? We the shepherds, you know, to guard the Lord's sheep. All right, this is the Lord's flock. It ain't ours. You know, we just shepherds, and you know, and we ministers. You know, we here to serve the people, so to speak, the elect. The Lord said, if you let me, feed my sheep. You know.
2 Corinthians 4:3, it says, but if our gospel be hid, it's hid to them that are lost.
It's hid to them that are lost, the ones that's blinded. You know, what's the gospel? The good news. Yo, we gonna be joint heirs with Yahushua, Lord willing. We gonna be Israel's gonna be back on top. All right, the heathens is gonna be under our footstool. The earth, we gonna live forever. We gonna be immortal. You know, we gonna have multiple women. We gonna have lands. Our children gonna be back in order. Everything, righteousness is gonna be bestowed upon the earth. You know, that's the good news. But it is hit to them that are lost, and really that's blinded. Because you get okay.
Right. Verse 4, it says, in whom the power of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not.
Right. And who's the power of this world right now? Go to Job 9:24. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Who's the wicked? The so-called white man, Esau, Edom. All right, by process of elimination. Who runs all of the monetary system? The money. All right. The man with the gold makes the rules. You go to the international bankers, they are all small hats. All right, so-called Jews. You know. So those are the gods of this world. Like we was going into. We were talking about the world coin earlier. I'm looking it up. Lo and behold, the small hats. That's the founders. Going to the hip hop industry, which is the death blow type people. Lo and behold, it's all types of Amalekites. All right, you go into the monetary system, the Fed, the Federal Reserve. All right, the Rothschilds run that. Lo and behold, small hats. All right, so the God of this world have blinded the minds of the people, and they go back to Esau, Edom, chiefly. Malachi 1:4. There should be known as the border of wickedness. Talking about Esau, but
It says, I'll read from the top. It says, in whom the power of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not.
Which believe not, because they ain't believe anyway. That's why they blinded. Right. Because the men of the Lord and the elect, they gonna get up out of that. They gonna come to the light, which is Yahushua. Like I just quoted earlier, my sheep hear my voice. You know, and you hear it through the men of the Lord. Go ahead.
Lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yahushua, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine onto them.
Lest the light of the glorious gospel shall shine upon them. You know? He that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So our people are spiritually dead. You know? They don't got this understanding. But get that in what's it, Romans or Hebrews 11:7?
Romans 11:7.
Yeah, get that.
What then? Israel 9:10.
Yeah,
Got it. Yep. This is Romans the 11th chapter and the 7th verse. What then? Yasharallah have not obtained that which he seeketh for?
Yeah, Yasharallah in the Hebrew, Israel in the English, all right? Israel was a man named Jacob. His name changed to Israel, meaning Yasharallah, like the brother just said, meaning he is the prince of the power. He is the prince of God, all right? And that's these so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? The Lord chosen people. So it said, what then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeking for? What do our people seek for? The truth. That's why they up in the churches. That's why they go to Mecca and they go around that rock and, you know, worship Allah. That's why they into Buddha. All right, because they trying to find something that's bigger than themselves. All right, which is the truth ultimately. Read that again.
God. Romans 11:7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for,
Israel have not attained that which he's seeking for, but
but the election hath obtained.
the elect, all right? The 144,000 have obtained it. All right? And the rest of the 1/3 have obtained it. Go ahead.
And the rest were blinded.
And the rest were blinded. Backing up that scripture this brother was brought out. And the rest were blinded. You know? Why? Because the Lord, when you go to Isaiah 6 and 9, you get that, has an angel that's blocking the minds of the people. Because at least they should repent. You know, the Lord don't want you to get it. That's just the Lord's business. We Israel, what Paul said, I will have it that all Israel be saved. And eventually that's gonna happen. All right, in the kingdom. But on this side, you gotta play your role. Like this brother would say, it's winners and it's losers. So somebody gotta be a winner, somebody gotta be a loser on this side. And we striving to be the winners. It might seem like we losing now, but fuck all that. Fuck what these people think. All right? And we stay in, the Lord said, he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. You want to be saved or not? I'm pretty sure every brother up here want to be saved from the upcoming destruction. You want salvation. So we ain't saved yet. You got Christians, I'm saved. No, you're not. Destruction is coming. Hello? Esau's coming down with great wrath. They setting it up to where you either going to be fully dependent on this system and its beast, all right? Or you're going to be dependent on Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. That's it. Somebody got that?
This is Isaiah 6 and 9.
Right.
And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed and understand not.
Yeah, hear ye indeed. Like I said, we all got ears, but understand not. So the Lord sent the angel to say, hear ye indeed. Read it.
It says, hear ye indeed but understand not.
Right.
And see ye indeed but perceive not.
Yep.
Make the heart of
So
this people
our
fat.
people can't perceive it. The Lord said, make the heart of these people fat. Your heart meaning your life, which is your mind. You know? Block the truth from them. Don't give it to them. Go ahead.
It says to make their ears heavy.
Yep.
And shut their eyes.
Shut their eyes. They can't see. Even if they wanted to, they can't see it. So you got somebody that come up and just talk shit or just scoff. And you can't even get mad when you in the flesh, but when you think about it, like, you don't get it, man. It ain't for you. Just move on. Go ahead.
It says, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their heart and convert and be healed.
And that's what we did. We seen and heard with our eyes and heard this truth. All right? And we converted and we getting healed by the washing of the word. You know, we getting an ethnic cleansing through this word. You know? And it's not a one-day process. It's overnight. It's not an overnight thing. This is a year's thing. You become a new man. Through the years, you shred off that old man more and more. You know, the scripture talk about that superfluity of naughtiness, which is the remnant of that old man that just be jumping back up on you. You know? The ways of the old man, you know, the fruits of the world, roughly paraphrasing.
It says, make the heart of this people fat and make their ears heavy and shut their eyes lest they see with their eyes.
That's what the Lord said. The Lord said, shut their eyes. He's talking to his own people. So how much more you Christians talking about Esau can get up in the congregation and he can make it, or Moab can make it? You out of your damn mind.
It says, and hear with their ears and understand it with their heart and convert and be healed.
Right.
Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without men, and the land be utterly desolate.
So that's when they're going to get it when the destruction comes. All right? You know that, what's that saying? Like, your life flash before your eyes? Yeah. You see the missiles coming, the Lord might put it right in your spirit. Yeah. All the things and the reason why you about to get destroyed. Yeah. And you just know the missiles is hitting you. It's over. You know what I mean? Because it's going, you know what I mean? It's a scary thing. That's why, you know, Scripture say, work out your own salvation and fear and trembling. You got to do what you got to do for the Lord or it's over, man. Because what the Scripture say, the Lord's eyes is 10 times brighter than the sun. 10,000 times brighter than the sun, the water. You can fool men all you want. But if you ain't sincerely wanting to get up out of here, I don't know what to tell you, bro. You know?
What they say, it has to happen because what's holding us back is our own people.
Right.
Just look what happened yesterday in Union Square. A bunch of damn niggas rioting over a Twitch streamer, man, an influencer.
Yep.
That nigga Kai Cenat came to Union Square, and these niggas came from all 5 boroughs and caused a riot, man. They hijacked the MTA bus. It was running over people,
Jumping on people's cars.
smashing windows.
They
man.
hijacked a fresh direct
Yeah,
truck.
fresh direct in front of Whole Foods, man.
Yeah, I'm looking at the
You know,
truck.
so these people, these people on this side, 2/3 of them, they gotta go, man.
Yeah.
They're just a bunch of goddamn animals, man.
Yeah, like, it's just a damn shame. And I think it was set up too. Like
Yeah,
I said,
right.
I said the thing. You had cats with the
Yeah,
Baphomet
with the
hoodies
Baphomet
on.
shit.
I'm
And-
like, whoa, what the fuck?
And Kai Cenat, he wears like a pink NYC hat with the Baphomet pentagram on it. On the
Yeah,
side.
you see that? So this shit was all psyop. All right, and now people's falling right for it. You know what I mean? People talking about that was a legendary move and shit like that. Well, that was a nigga move, man.
That was straight.
That was niggas. You know? You damn near worship. I'm like, you worshiping this guy like he the Messiah, son. You going crazy and for a PS5 material things. Come on, man. Jay got to do better, but they ain't like the brother said. They gotta fulfill their lives to get up out of here. The Lord willing, I'm not a part of that number. You know? But
You said, I don't know. It says, 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse, I'm going to start at 37. And this, my son, shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts in the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented. Yeah, because you said earlier how, the Lord is going to have them, their lifetime flash before their eyes, before the missiles hit them. As soon as they see the missile, their current life and their past lives are going to flash before them. All the wickedness and evil they've done, they're going to remember it all. They're going to see that, the judgment is coming upon them. And they're going to know when the missiles are coming, they're going to know they're not going to be delivered, man. So it says, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor by the law which is like unto fire. So how Shah's coming to set things straight, he's going to do it with the fire. The first time it happened, it was through the flood. And that's how the Lord cleansed the earth from all the evil, man. So this time around, it's going to be a flood, but it's going to be a flood of fire, man.
and they say
It's gonna cleanse everything.
and they say how disrespectful these. That's why niggas just gotta die. Because even when you like you said, the Lord the first one was the first death was with water, right? And then what? The covenant that he wasn't going to do that no more was with the bow, which is the rainbow, which is a sign to show you like, I'm not gonna ever flood the earth no more. And then you damn devils, all right, switched that and made that the gay symbol, the gay pride symbol, all right.
Yeah.
So what you think is gonna happen to y'all, man?
See what they did too? The rainbow had 7 colors.
Right.
But
Oh
when
yeah,
do
they
it
switched
Friday,
it. Yeah.
they put 6 colors in it.
Yeah.
Which is, 6 stands for, the number of the beast, which
Right.
is a satanic number.
Yep.
And also what? They celebrate their month on the 6th month of the year.
Yep.
Pride month is the 6th month of the year.
And you call it pride.
Yeah, call it
So
pride.
it's all direct attacks against Yahweh Shem Shah.
Yeah.
It's the creator of the heavens and earth. And you think you niggas is gonna be able to stay on this earth with that type of attitude? You out of here. You're finished. Right.
This is Isaiah 45 and 9.
And they got whatever-
Woe
whatever
unto him
chiming.
that striveth with his maker.
Woe unto him that striveth with his maker. That's like me creating. I got shoes on. I designed a new pair of shoes, right? And my shoes want to buck up and say, "What the fuck you doing? I don't want you to wear me today." You know what I mean?
No, you ain't made me right.
Yeah, you ain't make me right.
Yeah, I want it to be an Air Force.
Yeah, I ain't want to be.
I don't want to be no A6.
Yeah, I ain't want to be Timberland boots. I want it to be white ups. In my heart, I feel like I want it to be white uptowns. What type of madness is that? Think about that. I always grew up. I felt like, I wasn't made to be a man. It's just something was telling me to just go and get this procedure done. What the fuck it? Go ahead, bro.
It says, woe to him that striveth with his maker.
Right.
Let the
That
potsherd,
won't mean destruction.
Yep.
Right.
let the potsherd strive with the potsherds of the earth.
Right.
Shall the clay say to him that fashioneth it, what makest thou? Or thy work,
Yeah.
ye have no hands?
Can somebody get that in the NLT? Baba Kashab?
What's the scripture?
Isaiah 45 and 9.
Right. So read that part again.
It says, let the potsherds strive with the potsherds of the earth. which the Patriarch is the Heavenly Father. The Patriarchs of the earth is Esau and all these different scientists that's creating things that's going off against the Heavenly Father.
Right.
It says, shall the clay say to him that fashioneth it, what makest thou? Or thy work, he have no hands? So he didn't know what he was doing. He made a mistake. I was supposed to be born a woman. I have a female brain, but I'm in a male body. That's what they're basically saying, man. That the Most High is imperfect. He didn't know what he was doing, man. But from the beginning, the Lord chose the male spirits of each nation and the female spirits of every nation, man. And so with the spirits of the animals too.
Yep. Get that real quick.
This is Isaiah 45:9 in the NLT. What sorrows await those who argue with their creator? Does a clay pot argue with its maker?
Right.
Does the clay dispute with the one who shapes it, saying, stop, you're doing it wrong?
That's like another symbol to like the bro was going into. Because the Lord is comparing the clay and the clay. Read that part again.
It says, does a clay pot argue with its maker?
Yeah, there's a clay pot, so you can claim human beings to the clay, to the clay.
And the Heavenly Father is the potter.
Right, exactly. Good.
It says, does the clay dispute with the one who shapes it, saying, stop, you're doing it wrong?
Right.
So now Esau's trying to give fault to the Most High, like the Most High is imperfect.
Right.
The Most High makes mistakes.
Right.
That's what this devil does, man. Trying to tell the Almighty Yahweh Bashem Yahushai he's at fault. He did this wrong. He created this wrong, man.
Yep.
And then he deceives the people with his own vain philosophies and his own wicked sciences, saying this is how it was supposed to be done.
Yep.
Let me finish this off. It says, does the clay dispute with the one who shapes it, saying, stop, you're doing it wrong? Does the pot exclaim, how clumsy can you be?
Yeah, it's saying giving fault to the Most High, which you can't do. And there's another scripture in Isaiah the 10th chapter where it says, shall the axe boast itself against its maker? Because the axe don't have no power unless you give that kinetic energy into the axe to give it power, man. That's the same with you Edomites, man. You was the basis of all men.
Yeah.
Eating each other's skulls, man. In the caves, man. Eating each other out, man. Eating raw meat. All right?
Yeah, like, you got Esau thinking that it was because of his own will. Here it is, be physically stronger, smarter. Everything Israelite man is better than Edomite. But here it is that you're ruling. So who you think gave you that power? You think you did it on your own? Call it manifest destiny. All right? Which is, it is, because it was from the will of the Most High. You know, the Most High wanted you to be on top for a little season. When it said that the dragon was loosed out of his prison for a little moment, for a little season. And that's the season we in now, since the time of the rebirth. All right, since the Renaissance period, which means rebirth, and Esau came out of the Caucasus Mountains, you know? The Lord put it in your power to take over the earth, all right, to deceive the earth. It wasn't because of your will, and that's why you're going down, because if it was of your will, you would have been on top. You know, you would have stayed on top. If it was of our will, we would have stayed on top. You know, what kingdom want to get taken down? Go ahead.
This is Romans 9:20 in the NLT. No, it says, matter of fact, I'm going to start at 19. Well, then you might say, why does God blame people for not responding? Haven't they simply done what he makes them do? No, don't say that. Who are you, a mere human being, to argue with the Most High?
Right.
Should the thing that was created say to the one who created it, why have you made me like this? When a potter makes jars out of clay, doesn't he have a right to use the same lump of clay to make one jar for decoration and another to throw garbage into?
And that's what the Lord did. He made us for his decoration, to make us image of his own immortality. And he made you a vessel of nothingness, a vessel of destruction, you know? Just a toilet bowl. Insignificant. He said, I'll count the nations as a drop that falls out of a bucket.
Yeah, spittle.
Yeah, spittle as the dust on a balance.
Yeah, less than dust.
Yeah. Like this brother said a couple weeks ago, they have no matter, so they don't matter.
Yeah, that's right.
You know?
Yeah, nothing means no matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't exist.
They're insignificant, literally. But
It says, in the same way, even though the Most High has the right to show his anger and his power, he is very patient with those on whom his anger falls, who are destined for destruction.
yeah, The Lord will have mercy on who he have mercy. The Lord will do what the hell he want to do.
Right.
Just because you got blood flowing through your veins and you got a body and bones, that don't mean shit to the Lord. Oh, you in pain? The Lord don't care about that. If you're not, listen, he gonna destroy 2/3 of his own people. How much more the other nations, man? All right, the Lord didn't give you his law, statute, commandments. All right, that's what love is. The keeping of the law, statute, commandments. All right. That was it. That's it.
Yeah. The Lord takes pleasure in destroying you goddamn heathens, man. And I'm gonna get the scripture right here.
Right.
And it says, this is Psalm 66:5. Come and see the works of the Most High. He is terrible in his doing toward the children of men. Now, when you go into these gore websites, sometimes brothers sends them in the chat. These heathens be dying the most horrific deaths possible, man. These damn Moab be working at the factory. All of a sudden, he gets sucked up into the machine and get turned into damn mush. Or he driving a scooter. Ishmael or Elam driving a scooter. All of a sudden, he get hit by a damn crane. Get smashed into a million pieces, man. The Most High be horrifically judging you goddamn heathens, man. So if the Lord gonna kill 2/3 of his own people, how much more of nations that are less than nothing, man?
Right.
And he takes pleasure in that.
Right.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 12. For who shall say, what hast thou done? Or who shall withstand thy judgment? Or who shall accuse thee for the nations that perish, whom thou hast made? Or who shall come to sin against thee to be revenged for the unrighteous men? So, it says, who's going to accuse the Most High for the nations that perish that he made? The Most High, he does whatever the fuck he want to do, man. Everything belongs to the Heavenly Father. Your spirit was created by the Heavenly Father, man. The scriptures call him the Father of spirits, man.
Right.
So he does whatever the fuck he want to do. What is a frog to ask the Most High, why'd you make me a frog? What is a dog to ask the Most High, why didn't you make me a wolf? Or cat, ask the Lord, why didn't you make me a lion? He does whatever the fuck he want to do, man. And he chose us to be the Israelites, the chosen people. And he chose the devils to be the vessel of destruction, man. The wicked, like you said, there's winners and losers, man.
Right.
Somebody has to play that role. Somebody has to fulfill it, man. So the Lord just chose the Edomite spirits from the beginning to fulfill that lot, and it never changes, man. You come back as your own kind, your own race. You got these Hindus, Elam. This is why they be catching all them judgments too. They believe in reincarnation, but they believe you can reincarnate as an animal, Or if you're too stingy with your money, you come back as a fucking snake. That bullshit, man. So the Lord, he does whatever he want to do. It says, or who shall come to stand against thee to be revenged for the unrighteous men? So nobody's going to stand against the Heavenly Father when the judgment comes, man. Who's going to stand against the Lord? That's the only God that exists, man.
Right.
Buddha ain't going to do shit.
Right.
Allah ain't going to do nothing.
Right.
Vishnu and Krishna and all them, God with the 8 arms, they ain't going to do shit, man. Because they don't exist. They're nothing but idols, man.
Yep.
And it says, for neither is there any God but thou that care for all, to whom thou mightest shew that thy judgment is not unright. Neither shall king or tyrant be able to set his face against thee for any whom thou hast punished. For so much then as thou art righteous thyself, thou orderest all things righteously, thinking it not agreeable with thy power to condemn him that have not deserved to be punished.
Yep. That's why the Lord said there's a fearful thing that falls to the living hands of the power, man. You can't do nothing against the Lord, man. The Lord is everywhere. He's omnipotent, all right? Alasaja, demon-like power. He controls spirits, all right? He controls Satan, all right? Who you people sell out to, that's who the Lord controls, all right? Satan is doing his perfect bidding on the left-hand side. Go ahead, bro.
Amos 3:7. Lock your 6. Amos 3:6.
Yep. That's
Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid?
Yep.
Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord has not done it?
Yeah, shall there be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it? What's evil? Bad times. All right? Why do bad times come? Because of iniquity. All right? Because of sin upon sin. All right? Because you disrespecting and disobeying the Lord's word. All right? The Lord's word is his will. All right? And once you break that, bad times come. Now who sanctions it? Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. All right? The issues of death belong unto the Lord. Get that through your thick skulls, all right? That was it?
This is
Yes.
This is Romans 9 and I started at 14. Romans 9 and 14. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai?
Is it unrighteousness with Yahweh Bashim Shai? Because he could put a baby to death at his will? All right? You don't know what that child did in his past life? Or he could create a group of people that to hate, which is Esau. Why the hell you think they got leprosy? You know?
God forbid.
God forbid, meaning no.
For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy,
Right.
and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
Yep, and the Lord's going to have compassion upon his elect. All right?
So then it is not of him that willeth,
Right.
nor of him that runneth,
Right.
but of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai that showeth mercy.
Right. Keep on here.
It says, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up,
Right.
that I might show my power in thee.
Did you show that? The Lord raised up Pharaoh, all right, which had us in slavery, which had the Israelites in slavery in the Egyptian captivity to show what?
So it says, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I
Right.
might show my power in thee.
Yeah, to show his power. All this is about showing, all he's doing is to show his power, right? He let Esau create a kingdom, all right? He had us in slavery. He built it up, all right? Just for him to destroy it in 1 hour. This place took how long? 200-300 years since 1776? The founding of America, so to speak? It's 2023. All right? Just for the Lord to destroy it, to show his power, and his name to be magnified and known. All right. You got another one?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
It's Daniel, he brought it out, paraphrase it, but Daniel 4:17. It says,
Yep.
this matter is by the decree of the watchers,
Yep.
and the demand by the word of the holy ones,
We the watchers, all right? We the watchmen. All right.
to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of
The
men.
Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. So we all men and we got kingdoms, right? But the Lord ruleth in the kingdom of men. He set it up to kings and he let down others. All right? He put us at a lower state. He put the true kings of the earth to a lower state. He brought us down. He put the bases of men and brought them up. That's only through the power of the Lord, man. And we see this, the transition going back. But
And giveth it to whomsoever he will.
give it to whosoever he will. Like I quoted earlier, Job 9:24. The earth was given. All right? You got this earth, all right? Through the power of the Lord. Go ahead, bro.
And set it up over it the basis of men.
Yeah, so the Lord, like, I'm gonna set up Esau for a time period, you know? He's gonna rule over my people. Same thing he did with Pharaoh. I'm gonna set them up for a time period. On the Babylonian captivity, I'm gonna set them up. Look, they gonna see. That's gonna be an example. Look, that wickedness, you see, they following false gods. I'm bringing that kingdom down. Are they doing the same thing? I'm doing it. I'm bringing them down. Ultimately, when at the end, I'm gonna raise up a true king, a true governor of my people, which is my only begotten, which is his first son, Yahweh Shah, the king of all kings. All right, and we gonna reign forever after that. That was it.
So, Sirach chapter 18, verse 1. He that liveth forever created all things in general.
Right.
The Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, only is righteous, and there is none other but he who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will, for he is the king of all, by his power dividing holy things among them from profane.
You got it.
Yeah, so, the Lord, he controls everything, man.
Right.
There's nothing that goes outside his will.
Right.
Nobody does anything that's besides the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because reality was already written, before it came to pass, man. Before the Most High created the universe, he already knew what every day of existence is gonna be like, man, because he designed it, man.
Right.
You know, so everything is subject to the Lord, even Satan and the demons, man. You got Christians, they got this, belief that Satan came up against the Heavenly Father. The angels rebelled, but they'll say that in the scriptures, man. Everything is subject to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Yep.
That's why the demons bow down to Yahweh Shah, man.
Yep.
Because the demons, they're in order, man.
Remember the time of Paul, you got the demon, I forgot the cat name. But he was like, Paul, I know. And Yahweh Shah, no. Who the hell are you? No.
That's right.
So all things is subjection to you. You know, everything was given to Yahweh Shah. So, you know, when you go to Matthew 28, and I think the last verse, Yahweh Shah said it himself, all power is given unto me on heaven and the earth. You know? That's like when you watch The Godfather, you know, on the top, the Godfather, I forgot his name, he gave everything over to his son. And you know, yeah, Michael Corleone. Don Corleone gave it over to Michael. Yeah, he said, you know, he was like talk to him. You know, so now we gotta, Yahweh Shah is the mediator. We gotta go through Yahweh Shah to get to the Heavenly Father. That's why we say Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. Yahweh meaning he is, all right? He exists, which is the Heavenly Father. Bahashim is in the name Yahweh Shah. He delivers. Or the Heavenly Father, his son, he delivers. Yeah, go ahead.
John 14:6. Yahweh Shah said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me.
You see that? So no man gonna get to the Father but by Yahweh Shah. All right? You got cats on, you're not supposed to worship Yahweh Shah. You out of your mind. And you're gonna have to deal with that in the last day. All right? Because the scriptures say that every tongue shall confess and every knee shall bow.
That's right.
You know? To Yahweh Shah.
That's right.
You know? Read that one more time.
John 14. Yeah. This is John chapter 14. John chapter 14:6, and this reads, Yahweh Shah said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me.
So you can't go to the Heavenly Father but by Yahweh Shah. That's why it says Yahweh Shah is our mediator. When you go to 1 Corinthians, I believe the 11th chapter, it tells you the order. It says the head of every man is Yahweh Shah. The head of Yahweh Shah is the Most High. All right? And the head of the children is the woman, and the head of the woman is man. That's the order. It's always order in everything you do. You go to work, you got the supervisor, you got the manager, you got the CEO. Huh?
I got that in Timothy. This is 1 Timothy 2:5. It says, for there is one God and one mediator between God and men.
Get the definition for mediator.
The man, Yahweh Shah.
Yep. There's one mediator between. Read that again, Slack.
This is 1 Timothy 2:5. For there is one God and one mediator.
So we know it's one God, one power. All right. All powerful Yahweh. All right. Go ahead.
And one mediator.
One mediator. Let's get the definition for mediator.
It says the role of a mediator. Oh, the role of a mediator is to remove obstacles in communication, assist in identification of issues, and the exploration of options to felicitate mutually acceptable agreements to resolve disputes.
To resolve disputes. I like that. What was the dispute? Us breaking the law, statutes, and commandments. And what was the resolution of that? Yahweh Shah having been put on the cross and shedding his precious blood, all right, for the redemption of sins, for the breaking of the law, to renew the contract. And the contract consists of better promises. So now instead of us going off because we got this, is it Stony Heart? Yeah, because we break the commandments, the Lord is going to give us a heart of flesh. Meaning what? He's going to put the law, statute, commandments in our inward parts. We're going to be perfect. So we're going to be joined in with the Lord forevermore. You know, the Lord, Yahweh Shah is like our lawyer.
But so right now, we're not in the new covenant.
Right, we're not.
The new covenant is going to fully be fulfilled when Yahweh Shah returns and receive new bodies. Because the new covenant is comprised of the new bodies. That's how the law is going to be put in our inward parts. Because right now we have stony hearts.
Right.
Meaning, that's why when Moses received the law, it was put in stone. That represented us, meaning the law put in stone. Meaning, us having hard minds, but the Lord is going to put the law into flesh. Meaning, it's going to be a part of us. So that's what's happening. Now we go to the word mediator. That's where we get the word medius, what it means, middle. Because Yahweh Shah, he's the middle guy. That's why it said Yahweh Shah is the king of peace. Because Yahweh Shah, through his blood, he brought peace with us in the Most High. And then when Yahweh Shah return, he's going to bring peace on earth and send up his kingdom, and that's going to be peace. So he's the middle God. So the word medium, or I believe it goes back to the word medus, the Latin medus, it means in between. Let's get the word Mediterranean.
Oh yeah, yep.
Mediterranean got the word terrain, which means land, and I believe medi, when you go back to medus, means middle or between. So it's between the lands. What's between the lands? That body of water. So they called it Mediterranean, that body of water in between the land. You know, you got the Levant, which is a region on the eastern of the Mediterranean, and then when you go more northern, you have Italy. You know, so and northern going western is all part of Europe and Africa. So it centers in between the known world, Europe, Asia, and Africa. But Yahweh Shah, he's the middle guy. So no man can come to the Father but through Yahweh Shah. Because the Most High is technically not dealing with Israel. He's dealing with Yahweh Shah, and Yahweh Shah is dealing with us. So to get to the Most High, we got to go through Yahweh Shah. Go ahead.
This is Zechariah chapter 9, verse 11. As for thee also, by the blood of thy covenant, I have sent forth thy prisoners out of the pit, wherein there is no water.
Yeah, so the blood of the covenant of Yahweh Shah. You know, the prisoners represents the elect. So this is why Yahweh Shah said he's come to free the prisoners from their bonds. You know, the bonds is the bonds of sin. You know, the bonds are the chains of darkness. You know, and the pit where there is no water is America, the system. Well, it wasn't no water, the body of the dry bones. Zechariah 9:11.
It says, turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee.
The stronghold is this truth, man. You know, and this truth is Yahweh Shah is the embodiment of the word of the Most High, this truth. So the stronghold is Yahweh Shah. The scriptures tell us what? That the name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous one to it is safe. Now we know we can't just call on Yahweh. You know, we got to put Yahweh Shah in the middle because he's that mediator. So that's why we say Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, the Father in the name of the Son.
Yep.
You know, in order to get to the Most High, if you want to pray to the Lord, you got to put Yahweh Shah in there. Otherwise, your praise is not heard.
So you got to start. You got to start all the way up, so we know what it's talking about. Because you can't really just jump into a verse and then it's open for interpretation. So you got to go into the contents of the scripture. So let's go back. Let's go to Zechariah 9, and let's start at 9 and 9.
This is Zechariah 9:9. Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem.
Now Zion means what? Monument. Who's the monument of the Most High? Israel. Because the Most High remembered Israel. That's who he set the covenant. And the covenant was between the Most High and Israel. Go ahead.
It says, O daughter of Jerusalem, behold, thy king cometh unto thee. He is just and having salvation, lowly and riding upon an ass, and upon the foal of an ass. It says, and I will cut off the chariot from Ephraim, and the horse from Jerusalem, and the battle bow shall be cut off, and he shall speak peace unto the heathen, and his dominion shall be from sea even to sea, and from the river even to the ends of the earth.
Meaning, it's not going to be no more wars. It's not. When Yahweh Shah comes, Yahweh Shah is coming to control the whole world.
Right.
Go ahead.
It
What
says,
verse you want?
Verse 10, I finished verse 10.
All right, go ahead.
verse 11, as for thee also, by the blood of thy covenant, I have sent forth thy prisoners out of the pit wherein there is no water.
Now, why does it says pit? And it speaks about prisoners, because at what right now known as being prisoners, meaning subject unto sin, and then it speaks about not having water, being desolate of the truth. So Yahweh Shah has come when he shed his blood, everything was open, revealed, and now we no longer technically under sin because we under the faith of Yahweh Shah. Technically sinners under the law, but we found righteous through our faith.
Right.
Go ahead.
It says, verse 12, turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee. It says, when I have bent Judah for me, fill the bow with Ephraim.
Now, what does that mean? What's the strongholds, first of all? Somebody got a actual Bible? I'll bring it. So this is the stronghold. What is a stronghold? What's actually a physical stronghold? A physical stronghold in ancient times was a place of refuge. So in a time of combat, you will run to that place of refuge and you'll be safe. So in this case, the stronghold is these scriptures. So it says, run, go ahead, read it again. Turn ye to the strongholds, meaning turn back to the scriptures. Because what happened? It said desolate of read that part again.
It says
About the water part.
It says, as for thee also, by the blood of thy covenant, I have sent forth thy prisoners out of
What's
the
the blood of the covenant? Yahushua dying on the cross and now issuing a new covenant.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, out of the pit wherein is no water, turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope.
Because we're prisoners to sin, and it speaks about no water because we became desolate of the truth and of righteousness. So now it says turn back to the stronghold, meaning to the knowledge, or to the water.
I got the definition of stronghold. Definitions.
That.
It says a place where a particular cause or belief is strongly defended or upheld.
Go to an actual stronghold. So we know, because the Most High is making an analogy. So now we got to break down. No. Go on Google. A stronghold.
Okay, fine.
An actual stronghold. So, because the Most High is making an analogy.
Yeah.
So now we got to know what's a stronghold.
Okay. It says
To understand the analogy.
It says a place that has been fortified so as to protect it against attack.
That's the stronghold. So a place that had, because in ancient time it was a literal place that was protected. You was protected, and it was fortified from attacks. So the dangers that's to come, we're gonna be shielded because we in the truth. Because being in the faith is gonna shield us from the dangers that's to come. So the Lord said, turn to the stronghold, be prisoners of hope. Because we don't know if we're going to be delivered. We just, we prisoners for hope. We hoping we be delivered. That.
It says, when I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece.
So it says, bend Judah for me, and it says what?
It says, when I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim.
Filling the bow with Ephraim. So bending the bow with Ephraim. Slide, read again.
It says,
Bending
when I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim.
So that's the Most High making an analogy. He's making Israel as a weapon, but he's bringing them back together to one body. So that's the tribes coming back together. Because it's no longer going to be, two different kingdoms, two different nations. They're going to come back as being one nation. Like in the days of old, the house of David. Because during the time of David, it was one nation. It wasn't until after David reigned, Israel became divided. After Solomon. Go ahead.
And it says, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece, and made thee as the sword of a mighty man.
Now the Greeks will be referenced towards Esau right now, because Esau he conquered Greece. He ended up conquering all of Europe, because you had with Alexander, after they conquered pretty much Greece, they began Hellenizing the known world and dominating all of Europe. So it's talking about Esau right now. And you had the Roman Empire that's known as the Greco-Roman Empire. So it was formatted after ancient Rome, ancient Greece.
It says, verse 14, and the Lord shall be seen over them, and his arrow shall go forth as the lightning, and the Lord's power shall blow the trumpet, and shall go with whirlwinds of the south. And the Lord of hosts shall defend them, and they shall devour and subdue with sling stones, and they shall drink and make a noise as to wine, and they shall be filled like bowls, and as the corners of the altar. And the Lord their power shall save them in that day as the flock of his people, and they shall be as the stones of a crown, lifted up as an ensign upon his land.
So this is post-destruction. So the Lord's saying he's going to pretty much deliver Israel, and Israel going to be set up in establishment, rulership. So that have to be post-destruction. But
That was
it's like,
that was
yeah.
all right, another one going into the stronghold. This is Zechariah chapter 2, verse. I'm gonna start at verse 4. And said unto him, Run, speak to this young man, saying, Jerusalem shall be inhabited as towns without walls, for the multitude of men and cattle therein. For I, saith the Lord, will be unto her a wall of fire round about, and will be the glory in the midst of her.
So pretty much, the towns without walls. That's talking about the kingdom. Right? So our kingdom is not going to be limited. Right? We're gonna have great inheritance. Read it again.
It says, for I, saith the Lord, will be unto her a wall of fire round about, and will be the glory in the midst of her. Ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith the Lord. For I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, saith the Lord. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon.
Yeah, so we was spread throughout the four corners of the earth. So this is going into the deliverance. The Lord is going to deliver us, set us up in the kingdom. He's going to dwell with us, right in the midst of us. So, but we have to be delivered, what? Out of Babylon and from the four corners of the earth, right?
It says, For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory have he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you, toucheth the apple of his eye.
So yeah,
He that touches the apple of his eye. The scriptures tell you that what nation have not got a part of her spoils. All right, that's all nations. So that's why that's showing that all nations gotta go into captivity. You know, because we're gonna be well taken care of, and who's gonna be doing the taking care of? Well, you know what I mean? Who's gonna be dressing our vineyards and minding our fields and so on and so forth? The heathen, you know, that's what they was made for. You touch the apple of the Lord's eye. We're looked at as the Lord's women, you know. The Lord has said He likened us to a comely and delicate woman, and you put your hands on us, you know. Right now, in this current situation, we in Babylon. We in the midst of prophecies, all right. Where this devil is trying to throw this mark in us, all right. This charagma, all right. And we the ones that gotta cry out, you know, like you know when a woman cry out, when a man that's not betrothed to her is trying to take her, you cry out. But if you don't cry out, you get put to death. You know, and what we doing? We crying out. The Lord said, set a mark on the men that sigh and that cry for the abominations that be done in the midst of. So we can get that mark of exemption, that dawah. You know? Keep going. Anybody got something?
This is Deuteronomy 30:7.
That's right.
And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies.
What curses? The curses that bestowed on us, all right? When you go to Deuteronomy 28:15 on down, all right? The Lord said, I'm going to put these curses upon you if you break my law, statute, and commandments. Basically what? If you go against my word, if you made a covenant with Yahweh Shah through sacrifice, through animal sacrifice, that we was going to do his will, all right? We was going to follow his law, statute, and commandments. And that covenant was only given, that contract, let's say, only given to the nation of Israel. Nobody else. Nobody else was there upon Mount Sinai when we was getting the commandments. You know? And we broke that. And then the Lord said, when you break that, curse shall that be in the field. Curse shall that be in the city. Oh, you're going to have an evil eye towards your brother. Your harlot going to be I see your harlot. Your wife is going to be a harlot in the city. You know? Curse shall that be when I go in. Curse shall that be when I goes out. Just read all of Deuteronomy 28. So now when you read it on Deuteronomy 30:7, it said all these curses are going to come upon our enemies. When you go to Psalms, the 83rd chapter, it gives you a list of our enemies. You know? And it goes into the other nations, and it's chiefly the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. You know, you go to you look at the UN meetings, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans don't got a seat on the high council. All right? You don't got a seat there. You know, those is our enemies that's plotting against us to this very day. You know, Jake seemed to forget that.
says, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies.
So
and
they
on
going.
them-
So let's break it down. Look, we got black on black crime. It's gonna be Esau versus Esau crime. It's gonna be Esau versus Esau hate. His woman gonna be, doing all types of. They gonna be despising him and looking at him dirty. That's what's gonna happen, as well as other nations. But
It says, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
who's persecuting us? Scripture said they oppress a man and his heritage, right? Do we not have to go to work? Do we not have to pay tribute? All right. Do we not have to be conformed to the ways of Esau? All right. We grew up in his educational system. Is that not his mind, his philosophies? He telling us Christopher Columbus created found the new world, and he made peace with the Native Americans. He didn't tell you the other part, the sinister parts. He had us growing up in Christmas and Halloween and your birthdays and Mother's Day and Father's Day. Go ahead. Buddy.
I got something. This is Isaiah 62 and 8. It says, the Lord hath sworn by his right hand and by the arm of his strength.
The Lord have sworn. All right. Go ahead.
Surely I will no more give thy corn to be meat for thine enemies.
Right.
And the sons of the stranger shall not drink thy wine for which thou hast labored.
Yeah. So that's going into the kingdom. All right. We the things that we produce, the things that we work for, the things that we generate, that we inherit, it's not going to be given unto the other nations no more. All right. We're not going to be in subjection to these nations. All right. We going to be the rulers, man. The world was made for our sake. The Lord is coming back to free us out of this prison, starting with this flesh. All right. We shall all be changed, man. The moment we get into the Lord willing, man, Lord willing, when we get into the chariots, we're going to have the new bodies. We're going to be immortal. We're going to have the mind fully of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. We're going to come back down to execute judgment. All right. We're going to round up the heathens. It says, the scripture telling in Ezekiel 38 about continual employment. You're going to set up a sign. There's going to be dead bodies everywhere. All right. Isaiah 60 talking about our sons coming from afar, all right, to be gathered into the kingdom. The infrastructure of the kingdom is going to take a while. It's going to be a lot of work going to be done. It's going to be a nuclear war. It's going to be a nuclear holocaust. When you go to Isaiah 26 and 20, when it said hide thee for a moment, all right, into thy chambers, which is the chariots, all right, to us, it might be a little moment, but on earth, it might be 40 years. Who knows? It might be a long period of time until we come back down. The elites might be in the bunkers having children, all right? And then we're going to come back down and subdue the whole earth. That was more than that?
No, that was, I got something else. This is Ezekiel 39, and let's start at verse 21. And I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them.
And who's the Lord's glory? Israel, all right? His monument, Zion, And he said, read that again?
And all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them.
Want to speak on it?
Yeah, so basically when Yahweh Shemel Shah raises us up, the heathens are going to see it, man.
Yep.
Most High finally turns his face upon us again. We're back again in peace with him, in the new bodies, under the new covenant, in the kingdom of heaven. All the heathen are going to know that we are the Lord's people. Yep. And it says,
Deuteronomy 4 and 5, it says, I have gave you wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations. He said, keep therefore and do them, roughly paraphrasing, because this is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations. They're going to see that glow on us, man. They're going to see the wisdom. They're going to be like, surely these are the people of the Lord. Truly. We're going to be blessed, man. And the kingdom is going to be on earth. All right? It's not going to be in the clouds and you just floating there and singing hums. All right? The scripture tell you in Revelation 5 and 10 that has made us kings and priests that we shall reign upon the earth. The earth was made to be inhabited. You think the Lord is going to make this beautiful paradise of the earth and Esau could do whatever he want, and then we ain't going to be able to live on the earth? You out of your mind if you think that. You bugged out.
So you say the Lord is going to create new heavens and a new earth.
Yeah.
There's going to be a bigger planet Earth. There's going to be more land masses, all the Israelites are dwelling.
Yep. And new meaning refreshed. All right? Because the earth abided forever. And that destruction is the beginning stages of it. Esau is the end of the world, which is the end of an age or end of a rulership. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. You know?
It says, so the house of Israel shall know that I am the Lord their power from that day and forward.
Yeah, because the scriptures tell you, go to Jeremiah 31, I believe, that all Israel shall know me. You know, from the least to the greatest, because the Lord is going to be in our inward parts. All right? There shall no more be said. Yep. Go ahead.
It says, and the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they
That's why we went into captivity, for our sin upon sin. All right? The heathen shall know that. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says, because they trespassed against me, therefore hid I my face from them.
Yeah, because the Lord, we trespassed. We broke his laws, statutes, commandments. So the Lord said he's going to hide his face from us. The Lord hid his face from us, all right? You was going to discontinue from your heritage that I gave thee. You was going to go into captivity and you was going to serve your enemies for the one of all things. You know? It was just a learning process for the sons of men. Because what the scripture said, we are yet this day in our captivity. But it wasn't for your destruction. You know, because if it was, the Lord would have kept us out. You would have kept us in hardcore slavery, and Esau could have just killed us off. You know? You guys say?
This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1.
It was more slack. It was more. Oh, okay.
It says, and the heathen shall know.
Read it from the top. Yeah, no verse from the top.
So we'll start from 21 again.
Yeah. No, from the point when it says the iniquity, 23. Verse 23.
Ezekiel 39 and 23. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them, and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword.
So that's clear. So that's why we under these terms and conditions is because we sin against the Most High. Now in Romans 4 and 15 it says this. It says the law worketh wrath. Where there's no law there is no sin. So what is that talking about? So the law working wrath, meaning you break the law of the Most High, that brings the Most High to wrath, and that's why we went into subjection in different captivities, because we were insubordinate to the Most High, so we was taken down. But now we being found righteous through Yahweh Shah, and Yahweh Shah is going to return and establish His kingdom. But the elect of Israel is joint heirs with Yahweh Shah. And through that, we're going to be glorified. Because Yahweh Shah returned to receive His glory, and we're going to be glorified with Yahweh Shah. Okay?
According to verse 24, according to their uncleanness and according to their transgressions have I done unto them, and hid my face from them.
Right, according to their transgressions, meaning they're breaking of the law. So through our breaking of the law, we was separated from the Most High. But now us coming back to the Most High, we being joined again to the Lord. Right?
Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, now will I bring again the captivity of Jacob, and have mercy upon the whole house of Israel, and will be jealous for my holy name.
Right, so we in a time of mercy. And all Israel is going to receive mercy eventually, but the Most High is going to begin with His elect. And He's going to do ethnic cleansing. He's going to do 8 ethnic cleansing. But 2/3 is going to be destroyed, but they still going to receive mercy when they come back, because they still Israelites. So that's all Israel being saved. Is it more?
Yep. Right. One more verse, it says, after that they have borne their shame, and all their trespass whereby
right. Born means something you carry. So they have to go through that shame. Like we're going through our shame process right now. We're being chastised for our transgressions right now, and 2/3 gonna be chastised through death. So we all gotta go to the cleansing process. Just that we gonna receive mercy and they're gonna receive destruction. But they're gonna come back anyway. Okay.
It says, after that they have borne their shame and all their trespasses when they have trespassed against me, when they dwelt safely in their land, and none
We all found the trespass and sin. But we return to the Most High. Like we read Titus 3:3, it says, it goes on to say, we all was one time foolish, deceived, serving malice, and it goes into us being sinners and lawbreakers. But it ends it off after the loving kindness of Yahweh Shah, we changed, we made those assessments. So we always found it in sin. So, but the only thing was we made changes to receive mercy. Whereas the other part of Jake, 2/3, they're not making them changes. So they got to receive their shame, through death. And we being chastised. That's why misfortune, even though we're in the truth, we still go through misfortunes. But that's us being chastised and being purged. But they're gonna be purged to death. Okay. Yeah.
It's Luke 4 and 6. It says, you were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved.
Right. It says, get that because the Most High captured Israel. Because the Most High, he didn't do away with Israel. So we were sold to our nation, but to be sold to your nation means to be put in their subjection, to be in their captive, be put into their hands. So go ahead, read again from the top.
Luke 4 and 6. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved God to wrath.
Right. The God meaning the Most High. We moved the Most High to wrath. Going back to the scripture, Romans 4 and 15, the law worketh wrath. So we broke the law. That's how we moved the Most High to wrath. And the Most High, put us into subjection under the nations. So we could be put to shame as a correction. Okay?
It says, you were delivered. It says, you were delivered unto the enemies.
Mm-hmm. So the reason why Esau was able to take us down, the Assyrians, the Babylonians, and different captivities we served, was because of our transgressions, because of our sins. Okay?
It says, for ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to God.
Right. Today, you will call those different religions. Our people, in the religion of Buddhism, Muslims, call that Rastafarian. All these things are serving other gods rather than the Most High. So those things would move the Most High to wrath, and that was the reason why we was brought down as a nation. When we read Romans, the scriptures say Most High preserved to himself 7,000 men that will not bow the knee to Baal. So that's the election. So the Most High set aside the elect few that's going to serve him regardless. Okay?
Okay, so it says, ye have forgotten the everlasting God that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you.
Right. Read that again.
It says, verse 8, ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved.
Okay.
Okay, so it says,
Yeah, grieved.
yeah, it says, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you.
Right.
For when she saw the wrath of the Most High coming upon you, she said, hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion, God hath brought up, it's like God hath brought upon me great mourning.
Right. So the mourning came from the Most High. That's why the Most High expelled us out of the land. And because we were insubordinate. You got it.
This is Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 1. And it reads, remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Right. So here we'll go something. At
Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth.
Right? Remember you're created in the days of thy youth. Okay? And this is disregarding the nation of Israel. So the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because the Lord put his word onto you and put his name onto you. All right? So it says, remember now your creator in the days of your youth. In the days when you have the strength to come out on the highways and byways. Okay? And do the works, not in your old age when the Lord don't desire you to do the works. Okay? The Lord wants you to give your life towards him.
While the evil days come not,
While the evil days come not. All right, evil meaning bad times, eve meaning times, and meaning bad. All right, and the bad times are at hand. Okay, it's already here. All right, but now we're gonna go into the phase of Jacob's trouble, and now things are gonna get real bad. All right, and you're gonna be calling the Lord, and it's gonna be too late because when it was time for you to please Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, you did it. Right? You have to get this on. Okay, all right, hold on. That's good too. We'll finish that on.
it says, nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Right, when God should say, I have no pleasure in them. Right.
It says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain.
Right, the sun and the moon is going into the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay? So the Lord said, because when all hell break loose, we ain't going to be out here on the highways and byways. The apostles ain't going to be out there on the highways and byways. We ain't going to find brothers across the globe. All right? Because brothers going to be as pilgrims in those days. So now you get the word now while it's readily available. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Okay? Before you finish that, you get that real quick.
God. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 5, verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed. And
Y'all hope procrastination is a spirit, man. Okay? Oh yeah, I want to go out there. I'm going to go out there next week. I'm going to go out there after the holidays. I'm going to go out there on the highways and byways. All right? It might not happen like that. So you got to get it. You got to do it right. Once you hear it, you got to just go and do it. The spirit got to be on you, man. Like when the Apostle Hall said, don't wait on him, just go out there and teach. But that was the spirit that certain brothers heard it through the spirit and they went out and teach. Then some brothers, I know people personally that started just didn't go out. I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna get around to it and never get out there. And what happens is that spirit, it dies down. So you gotta keep that fuel going. Right?
it reads, and perish in the day of vengeance.
And perish in the day of vengeance, right? The Lord's vengeance. When the Lord comes back, he's not coming for peace. He's not coming with flowers. All right? He's not gonna ring your doorbell and tell you his name. No, the Lord's gonna come and he's gonna come at a time when you don't least expect it, and he's gonna come to destroy. Okay, the day of vengeance, the Lord's vengeance. The Lord's gonna bring his vengeance upon the nation of Esau and all these different nations, that captivity. Okay, now you did put Yahushua to death, and the Lord didn't forget about that. But he's also going to avenge the nation of Israel, the apple of his eye, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's it.
Yeah, that was it.
Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble,
Yeah, the keepers of the house shall tremble. The elites. All right, they're the ones in rulership. This is their house. This is their kingdom. Right? And the keepers of the house shall tremble, man. Okay, because Esau know he ain't gonna make it. Pride, that's gonna make him fight to get to his agenda, his goal. Right?
and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease.
Yeah, the strong men shall bow themselves, military, whatever, you know. In other words, mercy will be in a humble state. Right? And the grinding shall cease, which the grinding represents work, the labor force. You know, we've seen that now. Doors are closing. And matter of fact, we've seen that via the AI technology. All right, a lot of these professional actors and whatnot, entertainers, They're about to lose their money to a damn computer. All right, because now they can scan your face and whatnot. All right, now they got robot dogs doing the job that a man should be doing, like checking the area out, whatever, make sure things are safe. They got dogs doing it now. They got drones in the air. All right, so people are losing their jobs. Not to
They're on strike.
not
The actors, they striking right now.
Yep. Now it's a big ass strike. Like the dude, like the yellow trucks. You had that guy bugging out because he couldn't get his pension, and not just him. There was a whole bunch of them. They about to close down and not give them like their pension. But that's the wickedness of Esau. But that's all prophetic, man. It goes back to the scriptures. These things have to happen, right? And even if the Most High uses Esau to do it, guess what? It's still getting done. That's Esau's main role, man. Okay. Right.
And those that look out the windows be darkened.
Those that look out the windows be darkened. Because when you look out the windows, meaning your admirations, your plans. Oh, I was about to just go to school for this. I'm about to go to school for that. I was studying this. I was saving up for that. All right? I was working 30 years. You better give me my pension. Like the Jake was bugging, man. I saw his profile. He don't got no damn beard on his face. Okay, so you know he is a simple ass nigga that believes in Esau. Like basically a great representation of 2/3 Israel. Because in those days when all hell break loose, when there's no work, when there's no money, and you gotta take that charagma, the siragma, you gonna take it. Guys like that, they gonna take whatever they gotta take to work. All right, I gotta feed my family. I got kids. I gotta pay these bills. They gonna take whatever. What is it? The venom? Sign me up. Oh, I can't work. Oh, I can't go on vacation. Oh, hell no, I'm going on vacation. I'm going to Jamaica. I'm gonna take it. So a lot of those guys these last days, a lot of those 2/3 that didn't want to listen to the word that's being preached when it's being preached and take heed, they gonna take the venom, they gonna chip, and they gonna take those missiles too. Right?
In the verse 4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird,
Right.
and the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Those of the music should be brought low. You know, a lot of these entertainers, they really can't. The music today is really bullshit. You know, it's more music to really pollute the land than anything, right? Because at the time you hear like in the '60s, you listen to music, and you know it's more like uplifting. All right, now you listen to music now, it's feeding you demonic messages to be hoes and harlots, to be drug dealers and murderers. Okay, you got kids out here in New York, you got kids 14, 13, killing one another, and then rapping about it. So,
And ultimately, the time of partying and bullshitting is already over. Why? Because it's gonna be a time of destruction going on. But I got Isaiah 24 and let's start from 7. The new wine mourneth, the vine language, all the merry-hearted do sigh, the mirth of the tabrets ceaseth. The noise of them that yeah, come. It says Isaiah 24:7. It says, "The new wine mourneth, the vine languish, all the merry-hearted
Joy. That's the joy in this world. Because when you go to the bar to do what? They have a time called happy hour when people come after work, and you may have a discount on drinks. You might get some wings, some buffalo wings, and listen to some music, even watch the fight, watch the game. So all these things starting to languish. So the Most High is removing the joy of this land.
Right, verse 8. It says, the mirth of the tabrets.
Mirth is when laughter. Now, since the pandemic, a lot of people been going through a stage of depression. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of business went out of, or a lot of business went under. So a lot of people are struggling. Things are getting harder. Pockets are getting tighter. The cost of living is going up. You know, not too many people laughing no more because they got bills to pay. And so, you know, a lot of people are stressed right now. But that's all the times of the signs of this place going down. So the Most High is bringing down all the joy of the land. Okay?
So the mirth of the tabrets ceaseth, and the noise of
The
them.
tabret is a musical instrument. So when you listen to music, you listen to music to relax. So the Most High, he's getting rid of that relaxation. Okay?
The noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink.
Mm-hmm. Drink,
Okay, yeah. So if they shall not drink wine with a song, strong drink shall, because you know you usually drink wine when you listen to music, partying, dancing, clubbing.
Like,
So-
damn, man. Like, we got to go out. How much is at the door? So they should not drink wine with a song.
Yeah,
They ain't gonna have the fun. They're gonna be miserable. Pre-game, yeah.
So they shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. Yeah, so strong drink is gonna be bitter to them that drink it, because if you do get your hand on a drink, it's gonna be because you sorrow. Because the times, because of the plagues that's gonna be on. Okay? Like you see these movies of post-apocalyptic movies and stuff. You see what a few survivors, they might have a drink. They drinking because of the hell that they catch, trying to survive, and things like that. All right, you ain't gonna be drinking because you in a good jolly old time partying and shit. You're gonna be drinking because you like,
The hell.
yeah, you're gonna be drinking the drink, so try to numb the hell, man. Strong drink should be bitter to that drink.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna close out.
Okay.
With that, we're gonna say all praise goes to Yahweh. Long words, special edifying, and until next time.